way too much potential for rain as the week wears on.
Good Friday, from what I'm looking at, just a washout.
I know.
Easter, washout.
I know. If you partake in a billion crawfish boils over the Easter weekend, as we try to do, yeah, it's not looking good.
And my boys are wondering, what about the Easter egg hunts? I'm like,
nope. Forget them.
Ponchos, I guess.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot of ground to cover this morning. We're going to be talking about the police pay raise. Jenn Racca is in from the Metro Council. We're going to be getting inside the legislative session with State Representative Lauren Ventrella. That's just a few of the highlights along the way. So let's get to it. Top stories and trending. Meh. Two people were hurt in an accidental shooting in Denham Springs on Monday evening. The Denham Springs Police Department said the shooting happened shortly after 8 p.m. along Fred Banks Drive. Officers said two people were shot, taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We had a few shootings yesterday and today, Sunday and yesterday. One person was left injured at the Elm Grove Garden Apartments on a Monday afternoon shooting. Taking it back to Sunday, 23-year-old William Bell was found dead with multiple gunshot wounds on Byron Avenue. The investigation uncovered he was actually shot on Beechwood at Shelley before making his way over to Byron. The Attorney General's office is asking the Fifth Circuit to reinstate a death sentence for Todd Wessinger yesterday. Wessinger, a former employee of the now closed Calendar's restaurant on Perkins, was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of restaurant manager Stephanie Gazzardo and cook David Breakwell. Wessinger shot his former co-workers during a 1995 robbery. Grabbing this one from the Daily Report, a major LNG project on the Texas-Louisiana border has begun production, marking a key milestone for U.S. energy exports as global supplies tighten. The Qatar Energy ExxonMobil joint venture is preparing to ship its first cargo in the coming months, positioning the facility as a critical new supply source amid geopolitical disruptions impacting global gas markets. Number one takes us back to I do this every morning in the 6 o'clock hour. Number one takes us up to Southern University's campus, grabbing this one from our news partners at WBRZ. People gathered in the brand new Southern University Welcome Center yesterday evening. Ribbon cutting ceremony was attended by Southern supporters, alumni, and current students. It featured both music and dance performances. Southern University says the Welcome Center is a bright light on our campus. That's from SJA President Sean Inman, who went on to say, when you see Southern University, this is the first place you come. The project itself has been in the works for some time now. What do you got?
Well, the conflict is now in week 5. More large-scale attacks on Iran overnight as the conflict just drags on.
Yep. Week 5 starts today.
Gosh. You know, from what I'm reading, the president, now this was according to the New York Times, but the president wants a negotiation, but the Iranians say they are refusing until a ceasefire is declared. So I'm sure President Trump, he's like, let's end this thing.
But isn't it up to President Trump just to stop attacking? That's how you end it, right?
Yeah. I feel like there's just more that just has to get done. I don't know. It's just, for me, it's just dragged on too long. Gas prices are way too high still.
No, I understand that. I understand that completely. But when it's 4-week war rolling over to week 5 starting today, like, wars take time. I don't think the president should have ever promised told Jake Tapper, we're looking at 4 weeks, which, by the way, that was what he said.
That's what I'm going off of, too.
Yeah. So, but you don't normally, war will run you months, if not years. Right. So.
Okay.
Microwave that up.
The countdown is underway for NASA to send astronauts around the moon via Artemis 2 for the first time since they landed there back in 1972.
Okay.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yeah, totally. That's what is on the other side, because they're going around the whole thing, right?
That's what I'm seeing online. Yes. Yeah. And with the technology we have now and the digital capabilities, what can we see from their eye? That's going to be cool.
Right. Yeah, we're going to get a way better look than anything that was
way back in
transmitted
1970.
back in 72.
Right. So I'm here for it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right. Is the varsity going forever? Well, it's currently closed until further notice. I saw that article last night. Man, so many good shows have come and gone at the varsity.
And not just the concerts, but like retro night. My word. This is probably before you got here. When did you get to Baton Rouge? I've heard of it.
I got to Baton Rouge in 2017.
Oh, this is way after you got here. Yeah. Or way before you got here.
My husband, way back I say way back, he graduated about the year you graduated, Brian, 1994 from McKinley. And he told me way back in the day, the varsity was it.
It was it.
Everybody that knew they were there.
Retro night at the varsity, DJ Grand Marquis. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That was the place, man.
And he said even if they didn't have a live band and it was just a DJ, there was a line down the road. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's just...
Here's the thing. Todd Graves is not Todd Graves without the varsity.
That's true. Because that chicken place there.
I mean, if we're not stumbling out looking for something greasy to eat, Todd Graves isn't a billionaire. Whatever's going to happen with the varsity, Todd Graves needs to bring it back to life.
You have a point.
I think he owes the varsity. Because, if we're not just filing out, hammered, looking for something greasy, then, I mean, it was always Louis until Cane's opened up, and then it was like, smell that.
Scott told me the Taco Bell used to be right across the street at one point in time before it moved way down.
Oh, that was way back in the day. Yeah. Well, no, it's not even there anymore.
No,
it didn't move way down.
Completely gone. Yeah. But Cane's was right there, maybe even less than a block away. Taco Bell. So
Taco Bell's across the street.
Yep.
There, where that CVS is now.
Yep.
So,
but you got a point.
Yep. Todd Graves, step up, man. You need to bring the varsity back to life somehow. If only just bring in DJ Grand Marquis. He lives in Missouri now, but bring him back for a retro night for the ages. We'll all get a sitter.
Block it off Friday, Saturday
We'll all get
night.
A sitter. The whole thing will be brought to you by like Salon Paws or whatever, because we're gonna hurt the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Good Feed store.
maybe get Matt Flynn to donate some My High. All right, we're at 612 at Talk 107.3 FM. All right, sports time. Yes, Will Wade was announced as head coach yesterday. We're going to hold off on that for a full segment. Want to get to all the other sports first. Give Will Wade a couple segments this morning because he was phenomenal. We'll talk about that next. Before we hit our break, though, want to remind you about NeuroJust. NeuroJust.com. If you or someone you know is suffering from anxiety or depression and has thus far been treatment resistant, the sit-down, talk-it-out therapy isn't really taken, or you just don't like the way you feel on the meds, maybe some diminishing returns or side effects of the prescription drugs for the antidepressants, give NeuroJust a look. They specialize in TMS therapy, transcranial magnetic stimulation. This targets the areas of the brain that affect mood. I can tell you about it real quick right here. It's like physical therapy for your brain, or you can learn a heck of a lot more by visiting neurojust.com, NEUROJUST. I will also tell you this. Your insurance picks up the tab, so you got nothing to lose. Give them a call at 225-330-7382, 225-330-7382. Look, get rid of those foggy, the fog in the brain. Get rid of the sleepless nights. Give them a look at neurojust.com. My husband died. I don't know. My main worry right now is that I don't have money. Can we get one more read?
You gotta sound
just
sad.
We're gonna do one more take. This time, make it sound like you didn't kill him.
We got all kind of new people in here this morning.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, Darren. Holy shit. Is there a reason behind it, or it's just random?
No reason. I was just trying something new this morning.
Well, because you're one segment too early on. I mean, Will Wade is the return of the Mac, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I thought I missed something on
One
the board.
segment too early. We're going to do Will Wade next segment.
I'll do it again.
All right. Meanwhile, it is 6:17 at Talk 107.3 FM. Talk about Will Wade, our next segment. Right now, though, Saints head coach Kellen Moore spoke to the media at the 2026 NFL Owners Meeting yesterday, addressing Alvin Kamara's future for the first time since New Orleans has signed Travis. It's spelled Etienne, but he says it's pronounced Achan. We'll work through that. Moore says he expects Crouere to remain in the running back room in 2026 and believes the entire group of backs can complement each other well. Cut 16.
We love Alvin. He means the world to all of us. Again, this is a full offseason process. Certainly we feel like he's in that room. You can find roles for all those different guys. We'll go through the whole offseason process and continue to grow and develop this team.
So another major topic for the Saints this offseason is whether they're going to extend wide receiver Chris Olave to keep him in New Orleans long term. Moore says the front office is engaged in ongoing conversations with Olave, noting that several factors go into negotiating a long-term deal. Cut 17.
There's conversations, and that's what this time of year is all about. And so that's obviously the business side of this thing that inevitably comes up. Everyone's a part of that. Everyone knows those things come up. And so it's just about a working relationship for everyone, just to find what works best for everyone and find a good situation. So obviously we know we love Chris, and we're excited about his future.
Meanwhile, talking about Cam Jordan on the defensive side of the football, nothing but respect and love for one of the greatest Saints of all time. In Cam Jordan, I believe Moore's exact quote was, he has earned the right to explore free agency, but it was kind of given with the idea that he's always going to have a home here, should he choose to stay. Meanwhile, moving over to baseball, LSU and Southern going to be going at it 6:30 tonight in Alec Box Stadium, weather permitting, of course. 6:30 tonight in Alec Box Stadium. Broadcast will begin at 6 o'clock. Chris Blair and Doug Thompson will be on the call for the LSU Sports Radio Network. Looking at the forecast hour by hour, we've got a 64% chance of rain today. That's specific. Got a 64% chance of rain today, but it looks like it will be cleared out before game time. So as we make our way closer to game time, we'll get a better look at it, but we should be in the clear by first pitch. Meanwhile, softball actually is not playing tonight. They'll be back at it on Thursday for a 3-game set against Missouri. It's 6:20. Here's the Fox Business Report. Dun, 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 dun. All right, heading on back to the traffic center. Sorry, this one caught up on me real quick. Oh, this one snuck up. I wasn't ready. Here we go. I-12 westbound. We're going to start off in town before backing up to Denham Springs. I-12 westbound in between. Is that Sherwood right there? Yeah, I-12 westbound. We're seeing delays start around Millerville, and they're like super slow going up to around Sherwood Forest Boulevard. Backing things up to Denham Springs, you've got your normal congestion back there, but it is a lot heavier in between Millerville and Sherwood. Got some congestion on 12 westbound as you approach the 10-12 merge as well. They're moving over to I-10 westbound. We're looking good. Sorry, I'm hearing myself in my own ear. I-10 westbound coming in from Ascension Parish. We're looking good there. 10 eastbound coming back across from the west side is smooth sailing to start off your morning. Check in on your surface streets. There is an accident, Thomas at Plank, that was about 10 minutes ago. A little bit more recent than that. Picardy at Mancuso. So nothing major to start off your morning on that front. That's your look at traffic from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. Is this all instrumental?
It's whatever JP had in his folder.
Then it's going to be instrumental.
Yep.
JP hated me.
Why is all his stuff instrumental?
I don't know. I think he didn't want me singing along. It's probably for the best. No, but I was asking if you would like see, because I tweeted out yesterday during the press conference. I tweeted out, so I'm back up in the game, running things to keep my swing, letting all the people know that I'm back to run the show. And I've quoted that Will Wade, even though those are the lyrics to Return to the Mac. So yeah, happy little coincidence right there. Will Wade officially introduced as LSU's head coach yesterday, LSU basketball's head coach yesterday. We got a ton of audio throughout the show. If we don't get to all of it right now, we will find other segments to get it in. Let's go ahead and start off with cut one, if you would. He's back, and it's personal.
Very excited to be here. Great to see so many familiar faces. Great to have our students here, a lot of our alums, family, friends, supporters. You know, look, this is deeply personal for me to be back here and to celebrate with all you guys here today. I can't even express in words what Dr. Roos and just the administration, everybody has meant to me, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be back.
We're going to skip to cut 4 real quick. This was one of the... There are things that are so lovable about Will Wade that I just can't get past. And one of them is an acknowledgement of who he is as a man. Like he can be self-deprecating. He can be self-evaluating in real time. And he basically said yesterday, or he actually did say, he said, we're going to make history one way or the other.
You know, we're coming back to make history. We're going to make history one way or the other. We're coming back, like Dr. Roos said, to try to hang a banner, win a national championship, or I'm going to be the first coach fired from the same school twice. But one way or another, we're going to make history. And it's going to be a fun ride one way or the other. Ain't no doubt about that.
Who says that in their opening press conference?
God.
I know. But it's that kind of like
his humor and his honesty.
Yeah. I mean, he's the type that like you might think he's egotistical, but that level of self devaluation, it just that's awesome. There's a level of humility in that I absolutely love. If we could, I want to skip ahead real quick. When you talk about Will Wade's personality, one of the things he said yesterday, he's not for everybody. Cut 9, please.
You know, we're coming back to make. I know we've taken some. I know people have been talking about us a little bit. I understand I'm not for everybody, and we understand also that LSU isn't for everybody. But one thing we both understand is I'm for LSU, and LSU's for me, and make no mistake about that.
Keeping with the I'm not for everybody theme, we're going to skip to cut 24 here, Breland. Keeping with the I'm not for everybody theme, it's about the perception of him versus his perception of himself and whether or not he takes into account what other people think about him. He was asked if he had any regrets about how he left North Carolina State. Cut
How
24.
long ago quit worrying about my perception? That part doesn't bother me too much. Look, here's what I'm going to say. I'd like to focus more on what's going on at LSU. NC State was great to me. I think some of the things have been mischaracterized on how I left. I learned long ago. I'm not going to get into a back and forth on all of that. The people who need to know. And look, everybody has to, when there's a situation like this, everybody has to cover. Let's put it that way. I'm at peace with how I left. I'm at peace with what we did. And, look, I mean, they're pretty mad for a coach they didn't think was very good. So.
Sorry. That was beautiful. They're pretty mad for a coach they didn't think was very good. I think above everything else, and look, I'm a basketball guy. I mean, I'm a basketball guy in a football town. I understand that. I didn't fully understand that when I first came to LSU. By the way, I came to LSU because of Dale Brown. It's not that I was going to play for Dale Brown. No. 5'11", can't jump, super slow off the first step. Okay? But Dale Brown is why I moved here in the first place. So I'm a basketball guy from in my heart. And what I love about Will Wade coming back is the level of excitement that other people are going to be at when they enter the Maravich Assembly Center come this upcoming basketball season. That's where I'm at with it. It is the idea that, hey, even if you're not basketball people, even if you're bandwagon people, come on in, the water's fine. Let's go ahead and convert you a little bit. Let's work through a 2-3 zone. Let's work through a 1-3-1 trap. All right. Now, what's he going to have on the court? That's all about the commitment to the team. Is the LSU's commitment to the basketball program. Cut 13.
I wouldn't be standing here if we weren't committed. Like I said, we came back to win, and we've got tremendous administration, we've got tremendous people, and we're going to win. And we've got the resources that we need to compete in the SEC. And at the end of the day, that's all we can ask. Then it's on me to get the job done. It's on me to make it happen. But I'm very comfortable after our conversations with everybody that we've got the resources that we're going to need to compete in the SEC, and I'm excited to make it happen.
We are going to find more opportunities to squeeze in some more audio from yesterday, because as I was going through the soundbite roster, there's nothing that I want to leave on the cutting room floor this morning. He was phenomenal from start to finish, and we'd like to share as much of it as we can. Anyway, that's the long and the short of it. Will Wade back as LSU's men's basketball coach. It's hard to lose an introductory press conference, but he absolutely won it. 6:30, Jeff Crouere joins us next.
Good morning, Matt.
My friends are assholes. Yeah. God, they're the best. By the way, when you see Patrick Wright throwing haymakers on Twitter, you know LSU Twitter has lost all chill. It's like the Will Wade stuff, like, has everybody on high alert. Like, everyone's ready to punch. We are ready to punch.
The Weather Channel jam. He has all kind of shit here. This is all.
Oh, does he have the actual Weather Channel music?
That's it right here.
Oh my God, he kept that. We did a local on the 8th bit. Remember local on the 8th?
Yes.
We did a local on the 8th bit, and it was marvelous.
You should have kept that. You have that air tag.
No, I don't. I know. It was like jazz music. It's never going to be repeated. It was awesome.
Yeah, I can't do that. We'll do turn down for what? How about that?
Well, no. We'll do. I'll revive the local on the 8th bed at some point. I gotta find it. I think I wrote it down.
I love JP. He would come up with the most stupid shit sometimes.
Well, that wasn't his at all. That was all me. I just had him find the music.
My name's Jeff.
Give me just a minute. Let me text him.
My name's Jeff. Surgeons are busy. Hey, I don't have much time. When Colston gets there at 7 o'clock, he needs to ask for Miss Kristoff. Because you need, I gotta go, baby. You need help with your math. Because you got a test this week. Love you, bye. Have a good day. Is Jeff ready for me?
Yeah, I was texting him. Just let him know that the topics are in his text.
Okay.
And you still have those Eccles cuts from yesterday, right?
I do.
That's gonna be $6.50. Cool.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. We'll be coming to you in like 1 minute. We're coming out of commercial. Okay.
Is our Wi-Fi down again?
It was giving me fits yesterday. If I had to guess, I'm working on it maybe. Are you on LAN or are you on yes?
One LAN.
Get on yes. Because when LAN
My laptop won't connect to guest. I don't know why. It's LAN or nothing for me.
when LAN gives me issues half the time.
.636 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. It sounds so weird. 636 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Every Tuesday we get caught up down in New Orleans with our good buddy Jeff Crouere, host of Ringside Politics. How are you, man?
Hey, good morning, Brian.
Good morning. Before we get into any topics, give me the recap on last week's Politics with a Punch. How'd it go?
Oh, man, we had a great time, standing room only, a real great crowd, and the panel was outstanding. I mean, Norman Robinson has been in local TV for 42 years, so he's a legend. You know, Vince Vance has been playing music down here for 50 years. He's a legend. So we were just blessed to have a great panel. And, of course, I mean, there's never a shortage of topics.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. So we had a great time. We're going to have to get you down there sometime.
Now, I know. I'm way overdue because every time the lineup looks great. The topics just look like raw meat, man. Just ripe for the picking. So
Right.
always a good
So
time.
we had a lot of fun. There's never a shortage of material. I mean, we're still having some fun at LaToya's expense. I mean, she's gone but not forgotten. That's
No.
for sure.
Like Cousin Eddie said in Christmas Vacation, she's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year round.
Oh yeah.
So.
Right.
We got some stuff.
So-
When you think about New Orleans, you always think about potholes. The headline at NOLA.com says there's a goal of filling 1,500 per week. Okay, first of all, the thought that could be like, maintained over time or sustained over time. Y'all got a lot of potholes. Is this Helena Moreno setting the table for tangible goals, tangible results?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a way to show the competence of the new administration. It's a way to maybe get an early win to get people on the side of the administration, because that is a frustration that we've had. I mean, literally forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go to Jefferson and the streets are a lot better. So it's just competence. It's just allocation of resources. I mean, they've been doing a little better job, about 500 a week. For the first few months of her new administration. So they want to ramp it up 3 times what they've been doing. So I think it would be well received. I mean, it is a major problem. The streets are terrible.
Yeah.
Lakeview, Uptown. I mean, you just go all over the city. I mean, it is a real problem. It was neglected tremendously by, of course, LaToya.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be, a good test. Just the new administration, their competence, whether they can get something that should be an easy victory for them. And I'm glad that they're tackling it, because it's one of the problems that people always mention about New Orleans, the streets.
Well, and in some of the places in Lakeview, I mean, I wouldn't even call them potholes. It's just, it's almost like off-roading with, pieces of cement sticking up, pieces of cement dropping down. Like there's something beyond the pothole category in Lakeview, to be sure.
Right. I mean, there's some streets that are almost impassable in Lakeview. Uptown the same way. I mean, all over the city. Every neighborhood is just terrible. So, I mean, this has been a perennial problem. I mean, you hear about the new administrations tackling this, and it just never seems to get done. So this will be a good indication of whether this administration is different, whether they're more competent. So people will be eagerly anticipating this, believe me. But
and here's the thing: there's precedent behind it, Jeff. Because when Mitch Landrieu repaved Carrollton, you would have thought the Hallelujah Chorus was walking up and down the street. I mean, it was like, this is such a big thing. He repaved Carrollton. Okay, I mean that's a big deal at the time.
Right. And of all the recent administrations, I mean, you have to say probably his was the most competent.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was sandwiched in between, 2 mayors who, were indicted. So, I mean, Mitch Landrieu was certainly not someone known as a conservative, and he certainly has problems with monuments and history, and a lot of us were quite upset with what he did. But competence, I mean, Lafitte Greenway was done during his administration, and that's something that I use every week. I mean, that's an attraction that adds to the city. Yeah. So, there are things that I want to give him credit for that he got done. So we'll see. It'll be interesting, Brian. I'll be reporting on it. I mean,
no doubt.
And the thing about LaToya is a lot of times they would start a street project,
mm-hmm.
and then it would just never get finished. I mean, and then you'd have construction delays and traffic and just angry motorists.
Was that a budgeting issue, a personnel issue, or a inability to commit issue?
I think it was all the above, really.
Yeah, probably.
I think she had every issue.
She certainly did. Let's head out to the airport real quick. Jeff Crouere, host of Ringside Politics down in New Orleans, is our guest. Let's head out to the airport real quick. It looks like lines are getting shorter out there.
Yes, I'm hearing good reports. I haven't been there personally since this all was resolved, but from what I understand, you have TSA agents now getting paid. I mean, we lost 500 of them around the nation, which is certainly a big blow, but those that had been having to take time off to find other work can now get back to work. And, we have ICE agents there assisting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we were, and this was a big topic on Politics with a Punch the other night. I mean, we were one of the top airports in the nation as far as absenteeism. And it makes sense because, our economy here is not good compared to a lot of other areas. People that are working for the airport and TSA are not really having the ability to go weeks and weeks and weeks without pay. They need to go find other work.
Right.
So, I mean, they're not exactly what we call rich. So, I mean,
Right.
A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. So it makes sense. They had to go find other work. So they couldn't work for free. So now, at least I think we've turned a corner. We still have Congress that hasn't come up with a long-term plan. But, of course, they're doing something important, and that is going on recess.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it would be nice if when they went on recess, they could run into all the problems at the airport and not have them solved, even if temporarily when they get home. So I just said, yes, if Congress can experience real life, then they can help with real life. It's just when they are separated from the herd, to be sure. Hey,
and I'll tell you, every time you turn around, they're on recess. I mean, what a schedule!
I know, nice? I know, it's great. I mean, but they got a campaign, right? They got to raise campaign dollars. I mean, how do you get reelected without campaign dollars? Keep that wall up around your little private fiefdom, to be sure. Jeff Crouere, host of Ringside Politics, is our guest. Hey, Jeff, we're not too far into the legislative session, but I here in Baton Rouge, sometimes I get lost in the weeds because I'm like right across downtown from the Capitol. It is dominating headlines on this show, to be sure, because they're doing so much work right now. But none of it's complete yet. I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill phases right now as things make their way through the process. How much of the early session makes its way out of Baton Rouge for statewide news? How much are y'all hearing about the work being done right now?
In having, we had Tim Temple on the show the other night, and that came up, and he was like, there really hasn't been the same sort of energy from the governor.
Right.
Hasn't been the same sort of, I guess, high profile issues. But when you look at some of the things that, obviously need to be done, still need to do work on insurance to get the premiums in line. A lot of the heavy lifting was done previously, though. But he was saying a surprise issue, and I agree with him from this session that has really captured maybe more attention than people thought, was carbon capture.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be a bill on that issue today.
Yes.
That is going to be coming before House committee, bill by Mike Johnson. So,
this is the eminent domain bill?
Well, I'm sorry?
This is the HB 7, the eminent domain bill that
yes, sir.
I believe the state Supreme Court has already settled. I'm a little bit concerned or confused about the redundancy of it, but yeah, this bill will be heard today. And the information versus misinformation on carbon capture right now, it's really a study in real time about how like the dirty side of politics can work. I had no idea so much money was being spent to stop carbon capture. It's a crazy amount of money.
That's interesting. The governor's been talking about that, and certainly I think that's been contributing to the public interest in it. But I mean, there have been a lot of these town hall meetings across the state. So I'll be interested to see what kind of, focus that gets going forward. But that's been an issue. And obviously we've got to, figure out what we're going to do with the surplus. And we've got, some other issues that need attention. But I'm hearing from some of the legislators that they want to wrap up work early. And not go the full session.
This is what, week 3, and they've worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the previous weeks.
They don't work Thursday and Friday, Brian. Come on.
Hey, I don't blame them. It's Holy Week. I don't blame them this week, but they had no excuse last week.
I mean,
yeah, I know.
A lot of times they leave on Wednesday.
I know. Well, I mean, it is technically a part-time job. I do understand it from that front, but and Moon and I were joking about this yesterday. I do understand it from that front of it is technically a part-time job, but at the same time, though, when we get down to the end of the session and they start tabling bills because there's, quote, just no time, well, you wasted all the time on the front end. Now it's like crunch time for the ACTs on the back end.
and they get used to something, and then they want to continue it. I mean, they get used to sort of, not working on Thursday and Friday, and they want that to continue, even with the workload, still needs to be done. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but these politicians now on this front, yes, they don't get. And I talked to John Ilg about this. He wants to see these legislators get paid more. He wants to attract more people to the legislature. He's talking about all the people who are leaving the legislature. But that's part of the deal. You sign up for something that is not a super well-paying job, but there are other perks.
Yeah. No, there most certainly are, and there is a level to being a public servant as well. But I mean, if you're, Big John's a good example though, of like he gives his all while he's there. He's going home when everybody else is going home, but while he's there, nobody's questioning his heart or his dedication. To be sure,
no, he's a great guy.
Really
one of the real true guys up there. Yeah.
And his backstory about how he ran and when he ran. All good things. In the meanwhile, you got a show to get. Oh, I just looked at the clock. You got a show to get to. He is Jeff Crouere, host of Ringside Politics. He'll be on the air in 10 minutes from right now. Jeff, always appreciate the time. Talk to you next week.
All right, Brian. Take care. Thank you.
You do the same. We got 1 minute till your money now. Yesterday at the Will Wade press conference, right across the street was Mathern's. Yeah, I was going to tie that in right there. The on-campus grocery store, full-service grocery store right there on campus. Hey, baseball season is in full swing. I know the Tigers will be on the road this weekend, but if you're going out to see LSU versus Southern this evening, it's a 6:30 first pitch. Probably don't have a whole lot of time in between work and getting out of the box. So if you want to stop off, grab a couple of cold ones. If you want to stop off, grab yourself something to eat along the way. They got hot meals, they got cold meals, they got you all covered at Mathern's. They're there for you every day of the week, but especially on game day. And oh, by the way, when it comes to tailgating, make it easy. Let them cater it. Get yourself a boudin ball tray, a chicken finger tray, a fried fish tray. They've got them all. Mathern's right there on campus. And if you download the rewards app, you can earn cash towards more groceries every time you shop. Boop, 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 boop. Big John's good people. Hey, put my mic back on. All right, going to address a couple of the comments. Debbie says they make a ton of money at that part-time job. The annual pay for a state representative is $16,800. And then I want to say they can turn in as much as $6,000 in like rent and gas and all that other stuff. It's not exactly a per diem, but yeah. Yeah. When you break it down per diem, it's like under $200 a day that they're here. So I don't think they make a ton of money. I don't think the base salary like 16.8 as a part-time job that takes you away from your full-time job for 3 months out of the year. I don't know. That used to be an old Clarence Buggs thing. He used to get on him about having a per diem and, oh, they're going to go in a special session just so they can get the per diem. And I'm like, that math doesn't add up. It just, I don't know. That has never been my take. Kevin says there's a lack of information, period, on carbon capture. Not if you want to look for it, Kevin. There's plenty of information out there. It's crazy. Like, I went through this with Chuck Owen last week. There's a bunch of what ifs. Well, there's a bunch of what ifs that have been answered. And the question gets asked, the question gets answered, and the question gets asked again as if the conversation never happened. So maybe I need to do a better job of getting more people on. We'll just. My problem is I don't want to pound people over the head with one topic. But I mean, if that's what it takes, then maybe I need to do that. Joe Teal, carbon capture, what a joke and waste of hardworking taxpayers' money. Costs you nothing, Joe. Not a dime of your money is being used for carbon capture. They were in the stairwell. Probably going up to 104.5. Yeah, there's not a dime of your money going to go to carbon capture. You're doing just fine.
Did they move your thing again?
No. So it doesn't happen between Monday and Tuesday.
So it's Carl. It has to be.
Or the weekend.
That's true. Harry. Our Harry's crew. Weather bug.
.655, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Let's get to Jeff Crouere for hopping on board real quick. I'll give you the rest of the rundown guest-wise. Metro Councilwoman Jenn Racca slated to join us at 7:15 this morning. Joseph Cataldie is running for family court judge. He's going to hop in on the studio at 7:35. In the 8 o'clock hour, 8:05, we're bumping this day in history up to 7:55 because at 8:05, Christy Richard and Mitch Verma are going to be talking about music in the garden coming up at LSU's Botanic Gardens, I believe, tomorrow. Lauren Ventrella, State Representative Lauren Ventrella, going to be on with us at 8:15, and then we'll wrap up our guest list with Congressman Troy Carter, a little DC Current presented by LABI. That is going to be at 8:35. Getting back to it actually, before we get back to it, let me remind you about the Baton Rouge Metro Airport. FlyBTR.com is their website, FlyBTR.com. We're learning more about TSA agents down in New Orleans, like showing back up again. Well, here in Baton Rouge, that wasn't a problem. Our TSA experience at the Baton Rouge Metro Airport has always been phenomenal. Even before the shutdown, it was a mass of humanity down the road. Wait in a line that makes you question whether or not you got there early enough. Now, with the TSA strike or with the TSA not being paid, lines were back into the parking lot. Never had that here at Baton Rouge. When you are making your travel plans, take the whole experience into account, okay? Direct flight to D.C. leaves out every morning, comes back every evening. And so many options are available. But on top of that, you're taking care of a business in your own backyard, a business that's doing great business right here in your own backyard. Learn more at flybtr.com. So, got Eccles cuts. Okay. Our news partners at Louisiana Radio Network were reporting on this yesterday. State lawmakers looking to boost teacher pay to align with the regional average. Monroe Representative Mike Eccles' Teacher Pay Modernization Act would gradually increase teacher pay throughout the state until it reaches the Southern regional average. Cut 10, please. Cut 1, please. Eccles says the state would need to come up with somewhere between $200 million and $600 million to accomplish this. Eccles says one element of that involves finding cost-cutting opportunities with the public sector, including the elimination of job positions. Going along with that, he says a lot of the cost cutting could be mitigated if voters approve Constitutional Amendment 3, which is coming up on the May 16th election. I'm all on board with teacher pay raise, right? That part's a no-brainer. This story, though, to me is more about Mike Eccles, though. Mike Eccles, who, by the way, is running in the 5th Congressional District, is doing more to utilize his position as a state representative for earned media than anybody else in this race. First of all, he had the Donald Trump bridge, right? You heard Mike Eccles' name for close to 3 days because of that bill, earned media. Wants to give teachers a pay raise, which is basically the legislative equivalent of saying he's in favor of puppies. Like, teacher pay raise. Now you get earned media from Mike Eccles. Meanwhile, HB 919, this is one of those pharmacy benefit manager bills that could help out on the insurance front a lot. That passed the House yesterday as well. Didn't get as many headlines as the teacher pay raise bill, but man, he is flexing that earned media right now. So if we can be the beneficiaries of it, all the better. All the better. But Mike Eccles doing work. All right, news, traffic, weather. Hour 2's next. The audio cuts weren't on Facebook. Brian, carbon capture is heavily financially supported by the U.S. government. The federal government provides billions in direct funding, tax credits, and incentives to expand carbon capture, utilization, and storage. We have to go through this every time. Yes, it is, but it is offset. It does not come out of your taxes or mine. It is offset by the taxes paid and the business created by the LNG industry, by every industry that is going to be operating here that requires carbon offsets. They say we need a carbon offset. We say fine, as long as you're doing your business here. Your taxes do not go up because of this. It is not they're not taking your money. It's not a taxpayer-funded effort. Well, no, because businesses pay taxes as well. So yeah, I guess on that front as well, it is. But these are not your tax dollars. Your tax dollars remain the same either way. It's money we already supposedly paid. No, see, this is why it's so difficult to. ExxonMobil pays about $10 billion a year in taxes. That's the taxpayer you're talking about here. And this isn't your money. Thank you, Troy. Thank you. That quid pro quo. That was the phrase I was looking for. CCUS is incentivized by the government, but it is a quid pro quo for economic development. The government supports lots of things for which there is zero return to the economy. Spend some time complaining about that. No, it's true though. But look at the film industry. The film industry is a good example that I like to lean on. When we did the film tax credit didn't cost anybody a dime. If you have the film tax credit, films will be made here. If you don't, they will go somewhere else. They will just pack up and move somewhere else if you don't have the film tax credit. Somewhere along the way, we started using girl math on this. And it gets so frustrating. Let me go see if Jen's here yet.
I think it's that thing. Yeah, she's loud. The speaker in the hallway, that's what I keep hearing.
.705 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you. Bray Lynn producing, broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studio. Not your IT provider, your IT partner. Learn more at 180pros.com. Our second hour is going to be a busy one. Metro Councilwoman Jenn Racca slated to join us in our next segment. Joseph Cataldie, running for family court judge, joining us after that at 7:35. Right now, though, we start off your second hour with top stories and trending. Two people were hurt in an accidental shooting in Denham Springs yesterday evening. The Denham Springs Police Department said the shooting happened shortly after 8 p.m. along Fred Banks Drive. Officers said two people were shot, taken to the hospital, both with non-life-threatening injuries. We've had a few shootings over the last 2 days as well. One person was left injured at the Elm Grove Garden Apartments in a Monday afternoon shooting. Sunday, 23-year-old William Bell was found dead with multiple gunshot wounds on Byron Avenue. The investigation uncovered, though, that he was actually shot over on Beechwood at Shelley Street before driving away from the scene. The Attorney General's office is asking the Fifth Circuit Court to reinstate a death sentence for Todd Wessinger. Wessinger, a former employee of the now-closed Calendar's Restaurant on Perkins Road, was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of the restaurant manager, Stephanie Gazzardo, and cook David Breakwell. This was back in 1995 as he was in the midst of a robbery at the time. The Attorney General's office has asked the Fifth Circuit Court to reinstate the death penalty yesterday. Grabbing this one from the Daily Report, a major LNG project on the Louisiana-Texas border has begun production, marking a key milestone for U.S. energy exports as global supplies tighten. The Qatar Energy ExxonMobil joint venture is preparing to ship its first cargo in the coming months, positioning the facility as a critical new supply source amid geopolitical disruptions impacting global gas markets. Got community meetings on the way for Breck Parks. We talked about this in the Breck room yesterday. Breck and community leaders are hosting 2 meetings this week to get feedback on the future of several parks in North Baton Rouge. The commission voted to sell, the Breck Commission voted to sell Fortune Addition Park, Winona Street Park, Dover Street Park, Lanier Drive Park, and Sharon Hills Park during a meeting last week. The upcoming meetings will include discussions on district initiatives, obsolete land, and parks process, and a Q&A session as well.
More large-scale attacks on Iran overnight as the conflict is now in week 5.
We have rolled over to week 5 officially today, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. President told Jake Tapper a few weeks ago during week 1, he said it'd be 4 weeks. And we've been,
Yeah.
The flip side of it is, he overpromised on that. But affordability was supposed to be the buzzword of the year. Affordability. Why should Republicans maintain control in the midterm elections? The nation is going to be more affordable under Republicans. Well, if your entire agenda is attacking Iran and deporting Mexicans, neither of those two big things are affecting the affordability of my life in a positive way at all.
My gas is sky high right now. Right.
Everybody, yes.
Yeah.
Same.
That's what I'm saying.
And as gas and diesel, as diesel goes up, the price of everything goes up.
Groceries are up. Everything's up. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
The countdown is underway for NASA to send astronauts around the moon via Artemis 2 for the first time since they landed there way back in the year 1972. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Same. Let's live stream the whole thing.
I say so. With the digital capabilities, we're going to have this sucker in 4K.
Yeah.
On the moon.
I know. Let's go.
We're going to see the little feet and little parts of the rock come up from the moon.
Yeah. All the little green aliens.
Right.
We'll finally get to find out which sci-fi movie got it right.
E.T.
Who had no, I don't think it's E.T. I think it was what was the Mel Gibson M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Oh, Lord. Not War of the Worlds.
I shouldn't ask this in real time.
It wasn't War of the Worlds.
Signs.
Okay. Yes.
That's the one.
All right. Is the varsity going forever? Well, it's currently closed until further notice. I hate to say it. I think it's the end of an era.
I think so too.
I don't think it's coming back.
I agree. But here's the thing, and I brought this up last hour, and the more I think about it, the more I might be serious. Todd Graves, you need to step up to the plate, sir.
Start feeding people
Todd
chicken.
Graves, your billions of dollars started with our collective drunk butts falling out of the varsity and looking for something greasy to eat. The first Raising Cane's right next door to the varsity.
Yep.
The first Raising Cane's where the billions started rolling in, where we started getting those Caniac combos at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And you ate the whole day thing.
Oh, you're darn right I did. I'm not a skinny man. I'm not a skinny man, but it started with Jaeger bombs followed by chicken fingers.
Gosh. And people would wait. I remember seeing the photo because I'm a lot older than my husband, Scott. He graduated 1994 McKinley. He said back in the Gap, the varsity was the place. But I remember seeing the photos from his heyday of people lined up for hours. They didn't care, waiting to get into the varsity.
Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yep.
I mean, the old retro night was the thing. Retro night with DJ Grand Marquis.
What was the glow sticks? Was that retro night where everybody wore like the big flashy, or was that way later?
Nah, I think it was way later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope the varsity can make up.
See, Sonny's got my back over the chat. By the way, we're live on Facebook every single day, courtesy of Lake Urchic here. Sonny's got my back. Graves got to save the varsity, man.
Yes.
Look, it takes a village, man. We built you up, build us back up.
Right.
Now, that being said, though, I mean, it's not like we're going there anymore. We're aged out. How can we make the varsity cool for the kids? Like, that's the next step.
And not to go way down a rabbit hole, but the kids don't care about clubs anymore. They care about being on their phones.
Really?
I mean, clubbing just ain't a thing. How it was back in the day. Now people pack butts in the seats at Texas Club all day long.
Right.
They have shows. If you're thinking, let's just club and have music.
Is possibly, and I like the Texas Club just fine, but the Varsity is the best concert venue for like a club style concert venue.
But I don't think, Brian, people are going to the club anymore. Oons, 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 and just dancing. Those days are gone.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but.
No, but so pack it with shows.
Yep.
That's fine. What time is it? It's 7:12 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Before we take our next break, got to remind you about Landmark Bank, landmarkbankla.com. Community bank since 1897. You'll find them in Zachary. You'll find them in Denham. You'll find, hey, you know what? Rather than me listing all the locations, if you go to landmarkbankla.com and hit the About Us tab, little drop-down menu right there, you'll get all their locations and hours. And this is the important part because they are a community bank. If they're in your community, they're supporting your community. These are your neighbors, the people you see in line at the grocery store. The people at Landmark Bank can help you get where you want to be because you have a banker, someone you can actually sit down with and talk it out. All right, where do you see yourself in 15 years? You looking to move into your forever home? Looking to move into your downsize? Are you looking to buy a new car? Are you saving up for college? Saving up for a wedding? Are you opening your kid's first checking account? All these things matter on a local level when you have a banker at a community bank. LandmarkBankLA.com. Hey, she got in the building. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me in.
Awesome. How are you today?
Great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Kill mics, please. Manship Theater rolls out the red carpet April 16th for a special evening with Leanne Rhymes. Enjoy a gourmet dinner by Mansour's and complimentary drinks, all supporting arts education. It's the Red Carpet Gala. Tickets and sponsorship information can be found at manshiptheater.org. Plus, register to win tickets now at talk1073.com. So, 716 Talk 1073 FM. Every year, when the legislative session gavels in, I promise myself I'm not going to get swept away and so deep in the legislature that I forget about the Metro Council. And inevitably, every year, I get swept away and forget about the Metro Council. This year, though, wanted to make a concerted effort to stay dialed in a little bit. Metro Councilwoman Jenn Racca is with us. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you in this morning.
So happy to be here.
Now, we've got a couple different topics to cover this morning, but I want to start with the police pay raise. The mayor has proposed a raise based off of some of the work that y'all have already done Bring everybody up to speed on where the process is right now and how we got it this far down the road.
So it's been introduced and it'll be up for a vote, I think on the 20, it was the 8th, maybe the 22nd or the 28th, that
Okay.
whatever council meeting that is. I'm sorry, I don't have my calendar. But it is coming before the council for a final vote. It'll be open for public hearing where we have communication and debate as to how we move forward.
Mhm.
I'm very excited about it and I'm hopeful that it moves forward.
So a lot of work had to be done to get the ducks in a row to make the dollars work on the front end.
Absolutely.
So give me the background on that, because y'all deserve a little pat on the back for getting it this far.
So we had to find the dollars. The dollars were part of some savings and sales tax revenue that we had come in that was unexpected. Bally's performed exceptionally well, the sales tax revenue from Bally's.
Mhm.
Then we had the insurance savings that we talked about last year that were utilized for the raise. And then we have some red light ticket revenue that's going to be utilized.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. From like red light cameras?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So
I didn't know anybody
whenever
paid
you're
those.
paying your red light tickets, you're making a charitable contribution to the BRPD.
Not going to ask you for a direct one-to-one, like who's in favor and who's not. I'm going to ask you for a whip count, but just generally, how popular is the idea of a pay raise?
So the introduction passed 10-2,
Okay.
with 2 people objecting. I don't know if that is going to be the same vote whenever it actually comes to vote. There was a lot of chatter about we need pay raises across the board. Everybody needs a pay raise. So constables need a pay raise. DPW needs a pay raise. Folks within the departments need pay raises. And with all the cuts that we had last year for the budget issues that we saw, obviously people are worried about what the budget looks like and what their pay may look like in the future. But as of right now, our primary focus is BRPD. And some folks are frustrated about that. But whenever you are evaluating city parish processes, things are always a little bit deeper than what the public sees. So whenever we're talking about BRPD raises, not only were we talking about recruitment and retention here in our city, having great officers, being competitive with all the other departments, but we're also talking about what does our retirement system and plan look like? Having these officers contribute these dollars into the retirement plan is absolutely vital for the survival of that retirement plan.
Mhm.
We could be penalized if we don't have a certain percentage of dollars going in that retirement plan every year. And when we fall below a certain threshold of officers, then we get in a really scary area of not making those contributions. There's a parish somewhere else in our state that was just penalized, I think somewhere, don't quote me, but I think it's somewhere around $38 million for not making those necessary contributions.
wow.
So whenever you see things there, it's done with intention.
Mhm.
It's done with thought. These pay raises are absolutely about bringing the officers where they need to be, but it's also about making sure that we are taking care of that retirement plan. And look, 2 years ago now, almost 2 years ago, we had a retirement specialist that came in, talked about our retirement plan, told us that it was antiquated, told us that our benefits we were over contributing to all of these things and that we needed to revitalize and fix this. This is part of the process. It's a long process. So whenever we have other departments that are very angry about raises and not being all brought up at the same time, we have to take steps. These are baby steps. If Thrive would have passed, and everybody hates that word now, if it would have passed, we would have been in a different situation. We're not there.
Right.
We are working with the numbers that we have. We are desperately trying to find funding for everything that we need to do. And this is one of the baby steps. And it is huge. I say baby steps, but it is huge. It's monumental. It helps our officers. It helps our retirement system. We found these dollars, and the way that we found them was remarkable. And I think it's just really great. The fact that we're getting any negativity or pushback is sad, but it's also, hey guys, just hold on. We're trying to do good. We're trying to do the right thing. Just give us some time.
Right. And interesting, I know Thrive's looked at as a bad word now, but the voices that I'm hearing that are saying, where's mine? I didn't hear much from them when Thrive was on the ballot to begin with.
I did.
You did?
Oh yeah. They were
Okay.
anti-Thrive.
Were they now?
Yeah.
Oh, were they? Because I was
on Facebook, on social media, wouldn't support it, didn't like it. And now they're here saying, but wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it didn't work out. We can't do it all at the same time. We had a plan. That plan failed. Now we're moving forward. I can tell you, but let me tell you this, because I do have to say this. In my district, we wave signs for Thrive. My Thrive performed exceptionally well in District 12. Thank you, District 12. I appreciate you. But whenever we were waving those signs, the police chief, several of the chiefs, the fire chief, EMS, they were all out there waving those signs.
Yeah.
They were putting the time in. They had their unions out there. They had folks out there. They were doing what they needed to do. And I have to commend them on that. It didn't work out. They stayed with us. They worked with us. And now we're able to help them out. So you just have to give credit where credit's due.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as we are in the situation we are in right now, I think it's fair to say that when it comes to the city parish budget, the word priorities needs to mean something. And we're looking at multiple generations of having no priorities and being completely irresponsible with how, and this isn't on the current Metro Council by any stretch, but no priorities, managing things based off of dollars that weren't raised by us. They're coming in from the federal government, and everybody got to eat, right?
Sure.
So when it's our turn to have to earn, then there's got to be an adult in the room.
Absolutely.
And being the adult in the room means other people are going to shout out and say,
Yep. And look, a lot of the work that we've done has been reaction instead of action, taking action.
Yeah.
The other issue that you have with that in politics is you have all of these people that come in with these great ideas, but they don't understand the depth. Like some folks have no idea about the retirement issues. Some folks have no idea what could happen with the potential insurance benefits plan. So they have these wonderful ideas, but there are also these unintended consequences of these actions. And so what they'll do is, because these people come in, they're very influential. You'll have a mayor or a council that says, "Oh yeah, let's do that." And so they do that thing, and they don't understand or comprehend what their reaction is, like what that looks like long term. And so we've worked that way. The government has worked that way here in East Baton Rouge Parish for several years. I think that we're taking a proactive approach. We're understanding. You have a council that's now sitting for their second term. They're very ingrained in what they're doing. They're trying to understand how these things are impacting us long term. And I think they're doing a lot of good work.
And so with that, and just overall, your gut take on this is like, if the opposition is like, if everybody doesn't eat, then nobody eats, right? And that seems to be the takeaway. Is that voice loud enough or spread far enough to where it'll make a difference?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's not. I know that the mayor looked at some parties and said, "Hey, you're next." And that came later with a lot of aggravation and frustration with the mayor because they didn't want to be next. They wanted to be at that table. Again, like I said, baby steps. We're working. We all have to work together to find that end goal. There are some additional savings that the council's exploring with some insurance benefits, and we can talk about that on another day. But there are some things out there that we're desperately looking for, but we're trying to balance finding and making changes to things without impacting the city, the parish, and our employees. So when we looked at the retiree benefit, where we saved over $16 million, the numbers are in, you got $16 million worth of insurance savings. That sure, some of them had to go back into the general fund. Some of them had to go towards the plan and the inflation part. But whenever you're looking at those savings, there was not an impact on our retirees. We offered them a better plan. Okay. That plan is free. So whenever they there was a lot of apprehension because they didn't understand what they heard the Medicaid word. They were terrified about it. They had this huge transition of this plan. We've had, to my knowledge, no complaints about it. The plan is free. It was a better plan. So we didn't take anything away from our retirees. Right. These new potential savings or changes could potentially be an inferior product. So we've done a really good job of balancing what we're doing and trying to find dollars with making sure that we're either giving something equal or better to our employees and retirees.
Metro Councilwoman Jenn Racca is with us for a couple more minutes. If I could pivot over to that legislative session that I, completely ignore y'all on. Y'all have your eye on anything?
So I'm watching all the blight. stuff. They have a lot of interesting blight bills. I know that the mayor's team is watching their own things, but I think the council's hyper focused on blight. There's some other interesting things. Look, we all have our own interest. I know that Councilwoman Lori Adams Lori White Adams
Yes.
is watching several things. I know that Councilman Hudson, they're very ingrained. They're following some of the progress that they're making over there. Mine was, and I need to go back and look at it. It was House Bill 284. It was a blight bill that would do everything that East Baton Rouge Parish would need it to do with regard to clearing title of blighted property. So it takes it takes a very similar eminent domain governmental taking type of process, puts it through the same blight process that we currently have in place, and proactively clears title in a faster period of time. It's written beautifully. It's 9 pages. Weibel is sponsoring it. The only issue is it currently says for parishes under 50 or municipalities under 50,000. So that would not apply to East Baton Rouge Parish. I would love for them to change that language and say for municipalities that wish to adopt this bill or wish to adopt this law. So there's that little language. If it passes, I'm very supportive of it. It's incredibly written. They took all of the processes done before us, all the processes done in other states. They've perfected it and put it in this one bill, and I'm really hopeful that it moves.
So John Weibel, for those that don't aren't as nerded out as I am on this, Weibel comes from Washington Parish.
Okay.
So we're looking at blight primarily, I'm guessing Bogalusa, maybe a little Franklinton as well. But the thought overall that something would be so applicable here that started over there.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just erase one number.
For sure. Just change that number. And look, I know that there are a lot of municipalities that are worried that it would be forced upon us. Just make the language to where the council, each police jury municipality can adopt it if they choose so to adopt it.
Yep.
I don't know exactly how that works, but I can let those guys figure it out. It would be so impactful to parishes like ours where our blight processes, after it goes through the council, it stops. And it only stops because of clear title. We're not taking anything away that hasn't already been taken. We're not putting property through a process that already hasn't been processed. We're just clearing up the back end where all of these things just sit stagnant, waiting for the legal delays to pass.
I wonder what the rest of the major municipalities around the state would have to say about this, because I think this would actually accelerate his bill, not be a detriment.
Absolutely. But my own, and look, this is my own conjecture. I would only assume that he's doing this and put the less than 50,000 because that's where he garnered support was from those. So
but what I'm saying with the unintended consequence of pulling that 50,000 off, he would get so much more support from probably right here in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Monroe, Shreveport. Like,
I don't know.
I'm
hopeful for him. It's really a well-written bill.
Every municipality that's looking to clean up right now. I mean,
Absolutely.
that to me, that would be a big factor. And here's the thing about John Weibel, he comes on regularly, is very receptive guy.
Okay.
He's part of this freshman class that has been listening more than talking.
That's incredible.
So, yeah.
I've talked to a couple of our people that lobby for us, and they said that they were going to reach out to him. So I'm very hopeful that maybe those conversations can start, because it'd be a huge impact here in our parish.
She is Metro Councilwoman Jenn Racca. I'm looking at the clock. We blew right past news. That's not her fault. That's not Brie Lynn's fault.
That's my fault. I talked too much.
No, she held up the one. No, it's my fault because I like keeping you around. All right. Councilwoman Racca, thank you so much.
Thank
as
you
always.
so much for having me.
We've got local news, traffic, weather. Going to dive into the family court race next. Let me walk you down because I got to let Joseph in because
Cataldie.
our door isn't working. You know him?
Yeah, we went to law school together.
No kidding.
All the good kids, right?
Oh, did they?
You think when somebody has a direct in-person conversation with you, you're not being recorded. And So I just want to protect those instances while also having the exceptions when it comes to elected officials and law enforcement. 2 months away, insurance companies are urging people to consider a fortified roof.
Starting July 1st, insurance companies in Louisiana will be required to provide discounts to those with fortified roofs. That's Swanson, an analyst with insurance comparison website Zebra, says if that's you, still shop around for the best possible discount.
If one may give you 10 to 15%, that doesn't mean that another company might not give you 20 to 40%.
Swanson said the fortified roof will go a long way in protecting everything you work hard for.
It really comes down to protecting people's property and their safety and not having to build your home if you're not never in.
Entergy Louisiana has reached an agreement with Meta to build 7 new natural gas-powered plants, plus new transmission lines and nuclear power updates, so there's enough electricity to power the AI data center coming to Richland Parish. Entergy President Philip May says the agreement will help keep electricity rates affordable.
We have been very focused on making sure that Meta pays for 100% of the cost of service associated with the facility necessary to serve.
Talk 107.3.
Now a check on your drive from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center.
We're looking at a 35-minute drive on westbound I-12 from Juba to the 1012 split with a pretty good amount of congestion waiting for you there. LA1 at 14 minutes from Addis across the Intercoastal Canal to the I-10 on-ramp. And westbound I-10 Highland Bridge, 16 minutes there. We also have a crash on the LSU This report is sponsored by Credit Karma.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app. This report comes to you from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center.
I promise my Carpet April 16th for a special evening with Leanne Ryan. Sponsorship. So, 716 right here. Every evening.
There. Oh, and we're always on Facebook Live.
Okay.
So I don't like to hot mic anybody. So, I don't know if we talked about it Saturday. You've done Axe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did 13 at Mercy
Okay.
last August.
Who was was that Schroeder's?
Brad Bourgeois.
Oh, wow.
He's
Okay.
awesome. I love him.
Yeah.
And we've become friends since then, and he's been great, man. I love him.
So yeah, I've been kind of dialed out. Well, I'm on Core,
What's that?
the committee that kind of runs it.
Okay.
So not just helping facilitate retreats, but making sure that the ministry or apostolate, making sure that it grows within the parish, like the small Christian groups we're supposed to have after the fact and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm on Core. My wife's on Chapter, which is the diocesan-wide version of Core.
That's what I was gonna ask.
So
where does Core is just for Mercy?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
In fact, Brad's wife is the head of the Core team right now. So
Okay.
I was on the second Axe retreat.
Oh wow.
Team 3, 4, and 6, directed 8, and then after that I went over mission to ICC to bring it over to them.
Good
So,
one, man.
yeah, and my wife was on the first women's one. So,
Yeah.
and she's directed 2 already. One at Mercy, one at Immaculate Conception.
Okay.
So we're all in.
Yeah.
That's
for real.
all right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
What do I do?
Swing this on around to you.
Right there.
Bring it back to this side a little bit because it's
There we go. Gotcha.
736 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Want to remind you about 180 Pros. 180pros.com is the website. Not your IT provider, your IT partner. What does that mean? Well, that means you're going to get same-day response time when you call them. That means that if something's wrong with your network, and by the way, they base their success totally off your success. If something's wrong with your network, you give them a call, they're going to get to you same day. And they could do that because they're local. They're here in Baton Rouge. You're not calling an 800 number halfway around the world. Heck, you're not even calling over to New Orleans or Houston or wherever. I mean, if you don't want responses coming in from a couple hours down the interstate. I mean, if you need help with your network and there's an accident on the Botanic Gardens spillway. No, you got them right here in Baton Rouge. 180pros.com. Learn more about simplified billing. It's a life changer. All right, coming up on our May ballot, along with the closed primaries for Senate and House, along with a handful of constitutional amendments, you will find a family court race. And within that race, you will find Joseph Cataldie running. He's in with us right now. Joseph, how are you, sir?
Good morning, Brian. I'm doing fantastic.
Glad to have you in this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're one of the things I like. So there's so many different judge positions out there.
Sure.
So before we're done here, I want to talk about what makes the family court different than other courts. But I want to start with the most basic when you're running for anything. Give us the resume, man. Who are you?
Okay. You kind of touched on it initially, but I just want to remind everyone that the election day for this election will be May 16th, and that early voting will begin May 2nd and go through May 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So about me, I'm a lifelong Baton Rouge resident. I am the father of the kindest and brightest 8-year-old little girl, Josephine. Graduated from Episcopal High. I did some time in the private school as well as public school in East Baton Rouge Parish. I eventually went on to LSU for my undergraduate degree. And at the ripe age of about 30 years old, I decided to go to law school. I went to Southern University Law Center, had a fantastic experience there. They worked with me really well in terms of being an older student going back.
Okay.
And I've been practicing law for the better part of 2 decades now.
Wow.
Previously clerked for the Honorable Alex Brickwall at the Baton Rouge City Court. I did that through law school. I did an internship with the DA's office with Hiller Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Went on as a judicial clerk in the family court for Judge Annette LaSalle. And eventually I joined Brian Prendergast at the Prendergast Law Firm. And I've been practicing almost exclusively family law for the better part of 15 years now.
What makes family law different?
Oh, wow. Family law, it's very difficult to find the right answers in family law. You're dealing with people who are going through the most difficult times of their lives. And so what people are looking for, people want to be heard, they want to be treated fairly, and they want to be given a path to resolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a family court judge, my goal will be to run a court that doesn't just process cases, but addresses each matter individually to help families heal, find stability, and move forward. Because the courtroom affects people so deeply, especially these families who are hurting or in conflict. But stronger families equal a stronger community. And so if we can give these folks a path to resolution, then it's going to reduce crime, it's going to reduce truancy, and it's going to break the cycle of domestic violence. It's going to make our parish a safer and stronger place for everyone.
We're talking with Joseph Cataldie. He's running for family court judge. That's going to be on your May 16th ballot. Joseph, can I ask you why make the leap? why jump off the cliff and run for an office right now? What sparked you to want to run?
Yeah, that's a fair question. So, like I said, I started law school a little bit late, and while I was there, I started working for Judge Wall at the Baton Rouge City Court, and I just have so much respect for the way that he ran his courtroom. He was firm, fair, and kind, and I watched the parties. They felt heard and respected, even when things weren't really going their way. And I guess he started off he was my mentor in my earliest days, and that was sort of the inspiration for it. But what I've noticed in retrospect is that family law seemed to choose me. I was a judicial clerk in the family court. I've been an attorney in the family court. I've been a party in the family court. I've seen it from absolutely every angle. And watching my little girl grow up and feeling a call to service, this is the right place and time for me. I don't think that it was a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences that Judge Baker decided to step down when she did and provided this opportunity for me to serve this parish, serve the families.
Joseph Cataldie's with us. He's running for family court judge. So I asked you why family law. I want to ask you the same thing talk to me a little bit about what makes family court different, because this is, and I teased this up at the beginning of the segment, is that every time we there's a million different courts out there, you know, there's
Absolutely.
judges running for, you know, whether it be city court, family court, 19th JDC, whatever we're looking at. I believe that having an understanding of the specific job description is important, not just wanting to, you know, wear a robe and have a gavel. So tell me a little bit about family court. What makes it different? What is the mission when it comes to family court?
Yeah. So the family court has exclusive jurisdiction over divorce matters in East Baton Rouge Parish. It covers all of East Baton Rouge Parish. Exclusive jurisdiction over divorce matters. So that's going to include child custody, child support, and then get into other issues of community property disputes, spousal support, which we used to call alimony here. One of the most important aspects of family court also that I think that people don't always recognize is that we handle protective orders as it deals with domestic violence or dating violence, which is a massive problem here in East Baton Rouge Parish, unfortunately. So what is the mission? I know that my mission will be to put families first and to put children first. We're always looking out for the best interests of children. And like I said, oftentimes there are no easy answers. Things that you feel, victories today that you feel may be in your client or especially the children's best interests, may not be the best decision for the long run. And so that's all the more reason that we have to take our time, pay attention to details, and make the best decisions based on what we have.
Family court is one that I would struggle with temperament, probably.
Sure.
Talk to me a little bit about how you would maintain because you're talking about cases involving domestic abuse. You're talking about cases potentially involving child abuse. Talk to me a little bit about keeping an even keel and maintaining temperament.
It's difficult, but I think that through a clear understanding and through experience and even through some prayer, that it's a matter of staying calm. My job for the last 15 to 20 years has been to be the quiet voice of reason for my clients. Folks are going through, as I said, their hardest challenges. And so there are emotional responses that the client has to these matters. And my job is to stay not detached, but emotionally stable in order to hear the logical sides of what is coming through, process that information, and then apply it.
Logical sides. That may or may not apply from time to time.
It's tough.
We got Joseph Cataldie in with us. He's running for family court judge. Why? And the follow-up to that is talking about your experience in family law. I mean, is it how do I ask this the right way? When you are on a side to begin with, I mean, you could use emotional quotient as much as intelligence quotient to push your side's case. How adaptable is it to, be able to remove the EQ from the whole thing? Yeah, like you see, you're going from picking a side from backing a side to not having a side.
Absolutely. So my job right now as a family law attorney is to be biased.
Right.
And upon being elected to the bench, my job will be to be completely unbiased. I don't think that it's going to be a problem. I don't think it'll be a difficult transition for me. In many days, we go to the family court and I'll have 4, 5, 6 cases that need to be handled that day. And in some cases, I'm representing the alleged abuser. In some cases, I'm representing the alleged victim. In some cases, I'm fighting for custody, and in some cases, I may be doing the opposite. So it hasn't been a difficult transition through my career to wear both hats throughout the same day, and I don't think that it'll be that difficult. But it's going to be a challenge. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But it's a challenge that I accept and I think I'm ready for.
Joseph Cataldie in with us for just a couple more quick minutes.
Sure.
Talking about the Baton Rouge as a city, and you mentioned early on talking about how things are a little bit different here, or maybe a little bit worse in some regards. How overloaded is our family court system right now?
There's a very heavy docket. I will tell you that there's a very heavy docket over there, especially the judges can tell you that on state child support enforcement days, so those would be families who have petitioned for child support through the district attorney's office or through DCFS, and those matters are handled by the state. Very, very heavy docket on those days. Judge Kyle Russ was an assistant district attorney and primarily handled the state child support docket. I think that he can attest to how heavy it is, but the domestic violence dockets are incredibly heavy as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of work to be done, and it's a matter of being efficient while still giving each case the attention that it deserves.
100%. Joseph Cataldie with us for just another minute or so. And yeah, I just think because we do a Crime Stopper segment here on the show every Thursday, and we can't get past the Thursday without another domestic violence case that we're trying to catch somebody, or trying to get tips or leads, whatever, towards catching someone. And just it pops its head up way too frequently for my taste.
Sad.
So in closing, let's before we get out of here, I mean, there's a lot of retail politicking, a little retail campaigning on the family court judge circuit. Not a whole lot of TV ads on that front. So let's call it a random Saturday afternoon. You're knocking on my door. What's the Joseph Cataldie elevator pitch?
Well, I may have already covered it, to tell you the truth, Brian, but the pitch is, again, that my goal is, as family court judge, is to not just process cases, but handle each matter individually to help families heal, find stability, and move forward. Because when they are given that path to resolution, it strengthens the entire community. And at the end of the day, look, stronger families equal stronger community, and we're looking to make our parish a safer and stronger place for everyone.
Joseph Cataldie, appreciate a couple minutes this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Got your money now coming your way in 15 seconds. That's enough time for me to remind you that whether it's Baton Rouge blunders or DC drama, Moon's got the hot takes and the hometown humor to keep you laughing and thinking. No fluff, no filter, just Moon being Moon. Listen and subscribe on all your favorite platforms for the Moon Griffon podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. You can also catch every episode at talk1073.com. Here's your money now.
I was wondering where I knew you from. You represented Rhonda Rufino, one of my best friends.
I did.
From the zoo.
I did. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
like,
Gosh.
who do I know? It's like we talk, you know,
Right.
like, you know, you
Right.
talk
Started
like-
recognizing the voice. Yeah.
And I was like, where do I know him? I'm like, I know I didn't go catch drinks with him. I was like, where do I know him?
It was, I do remember. It was,
Yeah.
it was short and sweet.
Yep,
We-
short and
in and
sweet,
out.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good to see you. I didn't know you were
You too.
running. Good
You
for
too.
you.
Yeah. Finally. Right.
Well,
You
dang.
good? I've had a few of my clients who are kind of bummed about it, and then going into Division A, there will be some folks I've represented before. I won't be able to represent them, and they're going to have a new judge, so
Oh, gosh.
assuming I
A
win.
lot of
But
navigate.
right,
Yeah.
right. So that'll settle down relatively quickly, hopefully.
Is that my next guest? Okay, so no, bang up job. Very good, very well done.
Thank you,
So,
buddy. I appreciate the opportunity.
No, absolutely. Absolutely good answers. And yeah, the last question, the elevator pitch, you're supposed to just recap everything. So.
Okay, good,
Yeah, well
good,
done.
good. All right, buddy. Thank you, Brian.
Pleasure.
You too. It's nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
Tell Rhonda I said hey.
I sure will.
Brian, good luck today. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Hey, how's it going? I'm all right. That I created on Metro County. Negative 473.com. So, oh, sorry, just stairs are right there, elevator right there. But instead of taking right back on Dean Talk. 716 Talk. Real quick.
Zip, zip, through.
Hello, you.
Get your boat in at Contact Boat Service from
We've got
motors to top tier
All right.
spot lock system.
Oh, I got to tell you, being completely honest, I don't get any more. Like the most nervous I get is when I'm interviewing judicial candidates. Yep, it's something I'm not great at. I'm getting better and better. Of course, no, he knocked it out. But the specificity of the judicial roles,
Complex.
yeah.
I'm bummed though because he's a good attorney. He's a damn good attorney. Well, shit. Oh, I don't know.
Do you?
That's a good point. Any relation to our former coroner, Dr. Cataldie? I don't know.
I meant to ask him that. Damn it.
Right? I mean, maybe.
You know,
I thought so too, Sonny. And Joseph is good people. He represented a friend of mine and he's good at what he does. Damn good.
I got to figure out where to get Lori Schlegel then on here.
Oh, you forgot about somebody.
No, I ran long with Crouere, which ran me short on the Eccles segment.
Well, remember, we can always blow out this day. I know you don't want to.
No, we're not blowing out this day in history. You know what I forgot to ask Joseph Cataldie?
I know.
No, you know what I forgot to ask
What
him?
would you forget to ask him?
Where is he getting his yard signs?
Shoot, you ask every candidate.
Supposed to. You know why? Because I know a guy. I got a guy.
Look behind you.
Yeah. Well, hey. How well timed is that? Danny Paling over at 5 Star Printing and Signs. 271-4096 was the phone number. 271-4096 or printshop5.com. Just a great example right there. There's a family court judge race on the ballot on May 16th. Looking to make that last minute order. And look, November's around the corner, y'all. There will be numerous other races. If you are in the running for any race out there, printshop5.com, 271-4096. Give Danny a call. Collaborate with his team. You're going to be satisfied beyond compare. This is his wheelhouse right here. Whether you're talking about the yard signs or the mailers or the door hangers, whether you're talking about the brochures, 5 Star Printing and Signs, totally your election headquarters. Get a hold of Danny and his team at printshop5 271-4096 or printshop5.com. All right, time for this day in history. Let's hit it.
You know, one of those things, Brian, that everybody loves, but the people who actually have it hate it. Well, back in the year 1889, the Eiffel Tower officially opens in Paris.
Really?
And the wildest part is people in Paris proper hated the dang thing. They hated it.
Really?
I don't know why.
No, that's
it's just
such a
what pulls
French
up.
thing, though. Look
Right.
at the tower.
Look at
That
this
tower
thing.
is so stupid.
It's massive. Why not? Because everything's larger in life. And in
Yep.
French. Yeah. All right. Back in the year 1918, and I hated the daylight savings time begins in the United States.
Bastards.
I know the Standard Time Act went into effect during World War I as energy saving measures. All right, that was World War I. Get rid
Right.
of it.
Right.
1995, it was unfortunate, but I remember everybody remembers where they were, and I would say this is one of them. Selena, the famous music icon, is murdered in Texas, and it's cemented.
What day was this?
That was 1995.
95.
I remember because
March 31st of 95.
I just remember seeing it all over the TVs.
Yep.
It was everywhere at the time.
It was.
Kind of with the O.J. Simpson thing.
Not as much as like Princess Diana or O.J. Simpson, but
It was one of the big ones. Yeah. 1985, the first WrestleMania is held at Madison Square Garden. The event helped launch WWE into mainstream entertainment back in the year 85. Was that the Hulk Hogan era?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
WrestleMania 3 was the big one, though. That was from the Silver Dome in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. And in 1999, The Matrix hits theaters. Remember the black trench coats for Halloween, Brian?
I do.
Everybody wore the black trench coats. I was so sick of hearing about it. All right, what you got?
I got two for today. This day in 1968, U.S. President Lyndon Johnson shocked everybody by saying he would not be running for re-election. Dial back the clock even further, and we're going to keep it inside Louisiana for this one. March 31st, 1922. Right down the road in New Orleans, WWL signed on for their first broadcast. Yeah.
I grew up, my mama never changed the channel. It was always Channel 4 in my house.
No. That's TV.
Yeah, Channel 4, WWL. Radio, WWL radio.
Yeah.
Same stuff. Kidding. Let's see. Birthdays. Angus Young, legendary guitarist for AC/DC, 70 years old today. Al Gore, 77. Shirley Jones, classic Hollywood, in the Partridge Family. She has a birthday today. What about you? Oh, Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, 83.
Oh, my God.
Rhea Perlman is 78 years old. Johann Sebastian Bach, born on this day in 1685. Yep. Rene Descartes, born on this day in 1596.
The only notable death, Selena, we covered her. J.P. Morgan.
Oh, really?
He passed away in 1913.
All right.
Okay. Richard Chamberlain, let's throw him in there. Afternoon for Shogun. All right, let's see. National Day today. I had it. It fell apart. Nothing really notable. Do you have anything?
I got National Tater Day, and we're out. What?
That's true. Our Statue of Liberty came from France. Very true. I didn't even think about that when we were in this day. Hello.
Yep. All right. I got to move over to 2. Oh, sheesh. Oh. I keep telling myself I'm going to go easy at the gym one day. I keep going hard. It sucks.
And then you're sore.
No. Because I'm pushing. Well, it's more just my body's physically tired. And I'm not sleep. I haven't had a good night's sleep in over a month now.
And in order to properly fuel the muscles.
I know. Sleep is more important than anything. Hydrate well. And
not with vodka, Brian. Not with vodka.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Come on in, y'all. Chugging me on those two. And the wheels get out of control on the chair, so be careful climbing in.
How are you, Brian?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Yes, of course.
There it is.
Got your flyer. Flyer. To get a Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry, I left it on the table.
Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 7%. That could have been 170. There's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare,
Oh, let Brian see one.
There we go.
and your maintenance fees would never go up. That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535. This is a Bloomberg Money Minute.
Cold and it's hot. It's cold and it's hot. No, well, I heard it this morning. I said, who was talking in here? I thought I heard, and it was so, we have a big old wall where the engineer normally teeter-totters with things and kind of puts around, and that thing will polarize. And I don't know what knob to touch, so I just don't touch it. But I heard it this morning. I said, who's in here? I know. I kind of drowned it out, but at first this morning, like, because I was the only one in here, come like 5:30, and I'm like, who is talking?
It's nice and quiet when I get here because nobody's here.
I know the place is.
What time do you get here, Brian? I don't even want to know.
I get here normally 5 o'clock. I'm rolling in right at 5 o'clock. So
That's what I figured. Oof. But you're out by.
Nope.
No.
You just keep going.
You're out by 7 now. You're out by
Yes.
10.
Yeah, the show ends at 9.
No, I know.
Compress for about half an hour. Start working on tomorrow's show,
Mhm.
and
I can
then
only imagine.
pay attention to sales as well.
Yep.
And then go out to the state capitol.
Oh yeah, right now is.
I know there's something going on every day.
Mhm.
Although this week's really light.
It is.
Because you get the schedule of what
Yeah.
events or who's gonna be there. Like yesterday was Coastal Day, which was awesome.
Mhm.
Also last week was LCTCS, and we are kicking ass right now. So, but yeah, I'll get the schedule for what's going on at the Capitol, what's going on with the legislative receptions in the evening. And so yeah, I'll be out there sometimes till 8 o'clock at night,
Mhm.
either at the Pentagon Barracks, the State Museum, or lobby, or Water Institute, wherever
Wherever the
Yep.
event du jour is.
Hey, Paul, you know that thing that's in the hallway that's loud? Is there a way to turn that down in here? Thank you so much. Speaking of, he knows how.
3 of Williams with Brian Haldane. James Racca with this hatchback with a lot of energy, and I really love that. Starts now.
806 Talk World 73 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 3 coming your way right now. Brian here with you, Bree Lynn producing. Broadcasting live from the 180 Pros studio. Is it time for your IT to do a 180? Visit 180pros.com. Busy third hour this hour. We have got Lauren Ventrella, state representative. She is flying in on 2 wheels to join us at 8:15. Well, probably 8:20 for Lauren. 8:35, Congressman Troy Carter going to be on the hotline. Little DC Current presented by LABI. Before we get to any of that, though, want to look ahead to tomorrow's calendar. Actually, Music in the Gardens is coming up tomorrow. Want to welcome Christy Richard and Mitch Furman to the studio. Welcome aboard. How are you doing this morning?
Great. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for
Good
having
morning.
us.
Thanks for having us.
No, glad to have you both in here. So LSU Ag Center's Botanic Gardens The Music in the Gardens is coming up tomorrow. Before we get to that,
Mhm.
I want to talk about the Botanic Gardens a little bit.
Yes.
Part of all the hidden treasures that are right there off Essen Lane right there. Tell us what the mission is. Tell us a little bit about the facility and what y'all do.
Right. So the Burden Gardens, the Burden family donated 440 acres to LSU about 60 years ago. There, the Ag Center, of course, does a bunch of forming and education, whatnot, with the Ag Center. We also have event spaces to educate the public.
Mhm.
They have lots of programs such as icon workshops, all the herb societies and whatnot that comes in just to educate the community around with anything to do with botanical gardens and Louisiana cultures as it comes in. So a great place to go. Wedding venues there, places, just gardens to look around and enjoy the scenery.
I have actually DJ'd a wedding reception there.
There you go.
So, yep. Give me an example. Give me something that Baton Rougeans would learn that we probably would be surprised that we don't know.
Let's
Really
see.
putting you on the spot.
You
right
are.
there.
You
I
are.
know.
No, it's great. One thing that I think is coming to fruition very soon is the extension of the trails out there. There are trails out there that you can walk.
I did not know that.
Yes, you can walk those. And then in the near future, probably starting in 2027, we'll have some extensions of the trails.
And a brand new welcome center that is opening up this year.
Yes, that should be opening up in May.
Very, very cool stuff. We got Christy Richard and Mitch Verma in with us talking about the Music in the Gardens, which is actually coming up tomorrow. So let's pivot over. I believe this is the 4th annual Music in the Gardens. Tell me all about it. What is Music in the Gardens?
Right. So as you said, it's tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, 5:30 to 8. It is a celebration of spring and the gardens, inviting everyone to come in front of the Orangery. We have local bands, which Mitch will talk about in a minute, as well as food trucks that come out just to celebrate spring, get everyone in the gardens, get everyone in the fresh air, and get us excited going into Easter and beyond in spring.
Tell me a little bit about the music.
Yeah, so we've got we focus on singer-songwriters in the local area, not cover bands. And so we've got 3. We've got Denton Hatcher starting. He's a New Orleans-based singer-songwriter, and he is going to be playing. He's going to be singing, playing harmonica, playing guitar, and playing drums all at the same time. He is something to see.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He is amazing. Then we've got Chloe Marie. She's also New Orleans based, so she's kind of a jazzy, soulful, but describes herself as folk rock singer-songwriter. Incredible voice. If you've ever seen Chloe Marie, and she plays a lot down in New Orleans, she's an incredible act. We're so happy to have her. And then we're finishing with the Good Dudes. The Good Dudes are Lafayette. From Lafayette, they have kind of a blues rock, kind of a Doobie Brothers feel. They have an album out recently that you can listen to on Spotify. Chloe Marie has 3 EPs out you can also listen to on your streaming services. And Denton Hatcher has 3 albums out that you can hear. So we've got a great lineup. We're building on last year where we had a sold out concert in a absolutely beautiful venue.
The concert 5:30 till 8 tomorrow night. So along with the music, tell me a little bit about what, if the mission of the Botanic Gardens is, with the education and whatnot, how much of that is folded into tomorrow's event?
Well, definitely the education will be there. The Friends of Burden Garden will be there to actually invite the public to become friends of the garden, which would allow them to participate in all of the workshops there, which allows them to get discounts to all of Burden Gardens, of Botanical Gardens events, which include things like Louisiana Lights, the poinsettias and Prosecco's later in November, a bunch of the other, like I said before, icon workshops, things like that.
And tell them about the food trucks we have coming
Oh,
on.
yes. Tomorrow, we invite you to bring your lawn chairs and picnics, but we'll also have food trucks there. A-Bear's Food, Kona Ice, Boo's Barbecue, and Elsie's Cuban food as well.
Wow. Very cool stuff. Tickets are
$20 for adults, $16 if you become a member of the Friends group, and $5 for kids. It really is a family-friendly event. You can get them online at Burden's website, or just search any of your social media platforms for Music in the Gardens 2026.
Music in the Gardens coming up tomorrow, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Out at the LSU Ag Center's Botanic Gardens, the Burden Gardens out there, just off of Essen Lane. Talk to me a little bit about just the amazingness of. I'm always amazed by the fact that y'all are right there in the heart of the city, and like completely untouched, completely isolated. It's like you might as well be, somewhere like west of Ruston or something.
I call it the Central Park of Baton Rouge.
It really is, but I mean, even more so when it comes to somehow eliminating all the noise. It just to be able to maintain that location and that level of staying true to the mission is just a fantastic story. Talk to me a little bit about what it takes to keep on that path.
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned before, the Burden family donated the property in 1966, actually, and part of their donation was that it not ever be developed, and so we are staying true to that. Using the facility as a learning facility for LSU students who are going to do it. Of course, they have Windrush Gardens in the back as well, which is separate but the same part of the same community back there, which preserves heritage and of the buildings and whatnot of the time periods. And then in the front, you have most of the gardens. You have, as Mitch said, the new Welcome Center, things like that. It takes a lot to maintain it, and 50% of the proceeds of all the proceeds that the Friends makes go to exactly that, to make sure that the grounds are maintained for the huge piece of property. Like I said, 440 acres.
The most prime real estate around, too.
It is so great. It's not going to be developed. It's there as an oasis for all Baton Rougeans to come in and take in the fresh air and explore.
And when you started on the overall annual calendar, some of the things that come up throughout the year, but it's just there's not a bad time on the calendar year with the events that y'all put on and just the access that you give.
Yeah, absolutely, and we welcome everyone out there.
And just know tickets are available on Burden's website, Burden's Instagram, Burden's Facebook, and also you can buy them at the door.
All right, website, Instagram, Facebook. What you see, you buy them at the door. Is there a cap on how many people can come out?
No.
Okay.
We are hoping for another sold out event like last year, but come on and we won't turn you away.
But absolutely, and we think that the rain will clear by then. It'll be a sunny afternoon. That's what we're hoping.
I was actually just looking at that while you were talking to see if there was going to be an issue, but I mean it's
but
Louisiana in April, so.
Exactly. But it'll happen rain or shine. So put on your rain slickers and come out and join us.
Very solid advice. Christy Richard, Mitch Verma. It's Music in the Gardens coming up tomorrow. Like Mitch said, if you wanted to purchase tickets ahead of time, look for Burden's Instagram, look for Burden's Facebook, or look for Burden's website, or just show on up tomorrow evening. Should be a good time overall. Thank you all so much for stopping in.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
We are at 8:14 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Due up for a quick break. But actually, before we take that break, let me remind you about Industry Makes. IndustryMakes.org is the website. Who is Industry Makes? Well, Industry Makes is a collective voice of industry in Louisiana. The people that make the products that we utilize every day, from the shoes on our feet to the tires on our cars, not to mention all the jobs that are tied in along with that. Visit IndustryMakes.org to learn how you can help speak up with information over misinformation, information over disinformation, having one concerted voice to kind of just return serve when you see so much noise going on out there. So let everyone else make noise. Industry Makes, we'll make everything else. Quick break. Lauren Ventrella is up next.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for doing this for us.
No, my pleasure. Y'all have fun tomorrow?
We will.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Oh. So Lauren said she'd be here at 8:20. So it's gonna be kind of jammed in. Oh.
Hello. Thank you, Paul. Yes. It was just screaming this morning.
Mine's kind of hinky.
When I got here early, I'm like,
Yeah, who's that talking?
Let me go check for Lauren real quick. As soon as she says she's here. (8:18) Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. State Representative Lauren Ventrella going to join us in just a quick minute. Traffic's being a beast and not being nice to the representative, so we will give her just a little bit before. Oh, as she walks in, no less. Fantastic. State Representative Lauren Ventrella in the studio. Give me one quick second, though. Got to remind you about One Bath and Closets, onebathandclosets.com. 400-8005 is the phone number. Of course, that's 225 because David Duvall is right here in Baton Rouge. If you are, I tell you what, if you bought your house instead of building your house, give your closets a serious look. Give your bathrooms a serious look. Were they built for you or were they built for someone else's specifications? Can you upgrade? Do you want to upgrade? I can tell you right now, Christy and I went down this path late last year where we had a house that was built in 1964 and it was just time. It was time. We got ourselves a new master bath and could not be happier with the results. David walks you through every step of the process. The collaboration is fantastic. The implementation is fantastic. And the finished result beyond compare. Onebathandclosets.com. All right. Lauren Ventrella, thank you for the hustle this morning. I know traffic was not very kind to you.
Absolutely. But what are there many more things in life more important than a nice bathroom? I mean, come on.
So I completely undervalued it until I upgraded.
Yeah.
It's when once we upgraded, it was like, oh, this is what I've been missing, with the walk-in shower and moving from one vanity to two in the master bath. Just forget about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Unbelievable value right there. We got a lot of ground to cover here. You have a stack of bills going on this legislative session. Before we dive into anything in particular, though, I do want to just kind of take a 10,000-foot view. How's it going?
It is going just to be expected.
Okay.
Of course, wonderful. Always. It's always a good time in Louisiana politics. What else would you expect?
We have not yet hit the part where everybody starts, throwing food at each other. I'm sure that's going to actually might start today.
Hopefully that's not taxpayer funded food, right?
Well,
if we're just going to throw it at each other.
Well, and nothing that the Maha moms might have brought by either, because then that'd be good food.
I don't like red 40 on my skin either, so we better throw that at me.
So I mean, overall, it's been smooth sailing thus far. The governor kind of stepped back and said this is going to be a member-driven session. Is it proven out that way?
Yeah, I mean, I said to myself, I don't want no drama this session.
Mm-hmm.
The past 2 years have been nothing short of contentious. And I think it's important as a group, as a whole, as a state, that we show, you know what, we've gotten through 2 years of stress. We've changed a lot of policies. And now it's time to truly focus on our districts, focus on what's important. And let's focus on, mending some broken bridges that we've had in the past couple of years.
So let's talk about that. Let's dive into one of your bills in particular. I'm going to take you right to HB 257. This talks about the duties of the police chief of Central. I didn't know the state legislature had any kind of sway over that. Tell me what this bill is and what it does.
Well, who knew? Right. Evidently we do, because of the way that our city was created, sort of legislatively, we do actually have oversight in certain things regarding the city of Central. So this bill, strangely enough, when I was approached about this bill, I truly thought, this is pretty vanilla. I mean, our sheriff has the ability to hire and fire his people. I really didn't think anything of it. And then until the news organization started picking up this bill and started contacting me about it, I'm like, wait a minute, what is all the drama about, right? And so we've since sorted it out. But the premise of the bill is basically, it's simple. It's to eliminate essentially government waste, if you will. So as of right now, the chief of police in the city of Central has to go to the council, the city council, for hiring and firing approval, which if you've been following some of the stories out there, it's a lot of contention whenever that process takes place. So I've been told that the council has to go into executive session and it takes forever. And this was an idea by the city attorney that was brought to me to try to streamline the process. So that was the reason for it.
I'm not imagining a world where the police chief does not have domain over the police department. That just doesn't. Why call him chief at that point?
I mean, I fully agree with you. But my apprehension with it was, once it came out, I realized that it's more than just a simple idea, because Louisiana politics, everything is right. It starts out as a great idea.
Yeah.
Then you find out, for every one person you make happy, you make one person mad.
Right.
So that's just the way it is.
Well, and nobody politics like Louisiana, but I'll take it a step further and say, even within Louisiana, y'all your own breed in Central. So
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or an insult, but I'd like to think it is a compliment, Brian. Come on.
We'll work with a compliment for today. No, y'all get dialed in pretty quickly, to be sure. So talk to me a little bit about how a bill like this can just catch fire, for good or for bad.
Yeah. So near as I can tell, it has to do with the fact that it is an election year in Central for the chief of police.
Okay.
So I am inferring, right, from all the hot talk and some of the, the Facebook comments and some of the pushback that I got, is that it's like, oh, Representative Ventrella, she must be taking a side in this race, and she's getting all involved in local politics and trying to meddle in that. And that could not be further from the truth. This was really a simple, straightforward idea. I've said about the race, I've been really clear. I have my business to attend to in that tall, pointy building over there. I want the voice of the people to decide. I am not on one side or the other. I would like to just, I'm a little busy right now. So
one would think, yeah.
To take care of my people on issues that are important to the state. I mean, I'm sure you're going to ask me today. We're fixing to go into carbon capture.
Well, that's what I was talking about the food fight with.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, so I mean, basically, I think that's how it got out of control. But I'm here to report happily that I did request, because I talked to my city council and I said, look, guys, this is not my place to make a decision for the city. I'm only here to carry good policies forward, that there's a consensus amongst local leaders. So I need to know, council, what do you guys want to do?
Right.
So they passed a resolution and they said they want the bill. So I'm here to support the city council, and I'm happy to report we're all honky-dory, we're all holding hands, and we're good.
So, that's good to know. But in reading I'm only reading the digest. I haven't read the full bill from top to bottom. But in reading the digest, it doesn't feel like it would cater to one candidate or another. It does, however, feel like an election year is the perfect time to do this, because it can be implemented with the new chief, or with the new term for chief.
Well, so one of the requirements that they made whenever the council discussed the issue, and they actually brought up a resolution, which is a fancy way of saying, hey, we're going to give you some guidance here. When they did that, they actually requested that it's not started until January of next year. So in that way, it's just completely apolitical. We're not picking one side. We're letting the people decide to where we don't want to muddy it up, right? It's good sound policy, but let's not make it muddy. It doesn't have to be.
We got State Representative Lauren Ventrella in with us. What else are you working on that what else are you working on that's really got more of your focus?
Well, I know, Bill, you love the paper bill. The legal pleadings bill. How could we forget about
my God. Okay.
the least sexiest bill ever filed?
No, but it is the most common sense bill. I was actually texting you about this bill. Not all heroes wear capes, y'all. Basically, the long and the short of this is Representative Ventrella wants to nix 8.5 by 14 and say print on 8.5 by 11 like the rest of the world. Kudos for this. Walk me through this. How does it become an issue to begin with? For legal purposes, by the way.
Yes. Well, I mean, look, I guess I'm kind of one of those people. You got to think outside the box sometimes. We don't always think outside the box. This kind of takes some nudging from other people. I mean, I worked with a lawyer for many years and before an older lawyer, and I'm kind of getting old up there. I'm, got some gray hairs and over a decade in practice, almost 12 years now. So, we've been doing this for a while, legal size paper. But evidently, some of my colleagues think that letter size paper would be better because to have conformity with federal courts who allow letter size paper, and not to mention it's significantly cheaper. So I don't know if any of your sponsors are legal size paper makers, but they're not going to be very happy with me.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't realize that the legal paper was like a required thing.
Yeah.
And then until I read your bill, and then I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, why do we have it like this? The rest of the world all uses one size paper. It makes when you get an attachment and you go to hit print, and your printer tells you, no, you don't have to load that kind of paper, and then you go digging in the paper closet. We don't even carry that kind of paper around here, and just get in line with the rest of the world.
Well, soon you won't have to carry that kind of paper.
Is the bill gonna? I mean, you got support on this one?
I mean, I got your support. Who else do I need, Brian?
I don't have a vote. So we got Lauren Ventrella in with us, talking a little bit about a few of her bills that are going to be moving forward. And I said, what's got your eye? Or what's going to garner more attention? Because there's some that they're like hyper local. Some are just procedural. But from time to time, that, like, for example, you have a bill that creates the crime of unlawful operation of a commercial motor vehicle. Was that not a crime to begin with?
Yeah, well, it is a federal requirement to be able to read and write and all those things, but it's not necessarily a crime in and of itself right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
That's one that I would have thought would have been a no-brainer.
Well, sometimes it's just not.
No. And by the way, Breland, we're going to 32. We're going to go over by a minute and a half. But a few of the other ones that you've got going on here, like you've got a lot in front of wildlife and fisheries.
Oh,
Talk to me about it.
I don't know if we got time for that today, Brian. We might have to do another segment, but there's a lot. One I know in particular that has really got people stirred up is, okay, did you know right now, you probably do, because I know you hear a lot of stuff out there, that wildlife and fisheries, as they interpret it right now, they don't have to have a warrant for a lot of circumstances, such as, entering your land, etc. So what my bill that I have proposed requires is that they need to have a warrant like every other agency.
A warrant to do what? When it just to be on your property?
To search and seize. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To enter your property, search and seize, and in any context. And because there's a lot of ambiguity on that subject. For example, and I know that we may have another bill regarding boating on the water, sort of like life vest checks, etc., things like that.
Yeah, some of it feels like there's good reason behind it, but some of it seems excessive. But would this affect someone hopping on your boat to count your fish? Is that about right?
In theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's one that sticks out. You're going to crush social media with this, because that's all over the place. Is the overstepping,
yes,
as it were.
And if you know anything about me and what I stand for, I am a person of common sense, of small government, and truly the people's rights. That is why I got elected, and that's what I'm here to do. And some people might not like it, but that's okay.
Set the table for the carbon capture debate today.
Yeah, that's it. I knew that's where you were going for that. Man, it's gonna be fun. Glad I got lots of coffee this morning.
You give me more than it's gonna be fun. I mean, this has the potential to, and look, I'm a pro carbon capture guy.
Yeah.
Moon comes on after me. He's an anti-carbon capture guy.
Oh,
he won't
Moon.
say it out loud, but that's where he's at. And we get along just fine. And the way you read the headlines it makes it sound like carbon capture is going to make the Republican Party fight itself to the death. That's just not the case, but it will be a heated argument.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the Republican Party, look, I mean, we all are doing the best we can, but the Republican Party right now has a little bit of a fracture because of this issue, right? I mean, it's one of those things that we've completely made it into sound bites. You're either pro-industry or you're not. But that's just not the case. I would align myself with pro-industry. I think that we have to support our oil and gas business. Look, if oil and gas, if Exxon leaves, we're done. Louisiana's done.
Right.
But at the same time, we have to balance the private property rights of people. And that's for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're in a $9 million mansion or $20,000 trailer. This is the rights of the people. And that is important that we recognize the significance of that.
How difficult will it be to look at carbon capture bill by bill? Because you're talking about there's going to be geology, there's going to be chemistry, there's going to be eminent domain rights, there's going to be right-of-way rights, there's going to be 8 million different little bitty circles on a ginormous Venn diagram, and each bill is its own little circle. But every time the argument starts, every time the topic comes up, we want to talk about all of it all at once, and we never get anywhere on the individual side. So how confident are you that we can stay compartmentalized?
Terribly not confident at all.
Very good
Just
answer.
Just kidding. But it's all gonna come up and it's gonna mix together because again, it's about sound bites. It's about everybody wants their interests carried out, right? Yeah. So how do we do that? We effectively brand it. And look, I'm sure depending on how my votes are today, and you'll have to stay tuned, right? But it's either going to be, Rep Ventrella is anti-industry, or she's for the people, or it's always going to be a little sticker. But it's definitely deeper than that. But
She is State Representative Lauren Ventrella. We'll let you get over to work. In the meanwhile, we got to take a quick break for local news, traffic, weather. Congressman Troy Carter's up next. Little DC Current presented by LABI. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
We got to take a pic.
Of course.
Put your earphones back on so we can look like we're really doing it.
All right. So we're talking with State Representative Lauren Ventrella for just one more minute. There we go.
Wait, how do you make it go? There we go. Sorry.
There it is. Now you got it going. That's got to go in the right way.
There we go.
Awesome.
Hey, yes, we're coming to you in 2 minutes.
Oh my God. Why do I look squinty?
Oh.
You don't have to put them back on. We can just.
No, we'll go one more time.
That's got to be better. I look sleepy.
You don't look sleepy.
I do look
Not
sleepy.
in real life.
No.
Maybe you take one.
Let Breland take it.
That'd be so great.
No, you don't look. I think I just had it like
too close.
I'll
Okay.
take portrait and landscape.
Yeah, if you do it like, I got to post it on my page.
All right.
Thank you.
You do not look sleepy.
Girl, I feel like I do. You know how you just wake up sometimes and your eyes are just puffy and it's like, why? For no reason. No reason. Well, that was fun.
Always. Thank you. And
Yes, sir.
you were 100% right when I said the other day. Is I haven't called. And I went back and I'm like, why did I stop calling Lauren? Because when you were first running, when you first got elected, and I'm like, I have no clue why. So
Maybe I wasn't
that's on
that
me.
entertaining.
That's no, you're always entertaining. I went back and I'm like, yeah, I get in this little wheelhouse with
The Baton Rouge people. You just don't want our little outskirts. That's okay.
Have you seen how much time Wade gets on this show?
No, honestly no.
Way more than he should. I love him though.
Well, he likes to be on stuff. I'm like in my zone.
All good.
Yeah, on my zone. In my zone. Well, I'm off to fight the whole world today.
Have fun with that.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Lauren. Always appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
Later. Did you apologize to the congressman that I was running hella late? No. Oh, yeah. Congressman Carter. Hey, it's Brian. I'm so sorry, man. We ran long in that last segment. Got into a little carbon capture back and forth. So we're going to be another, minute and a half before we're back in, okay? Thanks. Good morning, Secretary.
At Gulf Coast Office Products, to do more than provide office equipment, we optimize efficiency for businesses across all industries. As a nationally recognized Rico dealer, we get decades of expertise in education, engineering, finance.
Did you know Don Capola's son's fighting cancer?
If you even had a guess.
Late 20s, early 30s?
There's another option.
This is a course and providing a major roof replacement.
State Representative Lauren Ventrella will let you get over to work. In the meanwhile, we have to take a quick break. State Representative Lauren Ventrella will let you get over to work.
Patients have described the feeling of peace, not going to the negative, even an easier time falling asleep. Find out if NeuroJust is the solution for you.
NeuroJust.
Yep.
755-9733. That's 225-755-9733.
Step into luxury at the Watermark Hotel, downtown Baton Rouge's premium full-service destination, housed in the historic Louisiana National Bank building.
I cannot.
Blends timeless elegance with modern sophistication. Whether you're planning a weekend getaway or hosting wedding guests, we specialize in creating unforgettable experiences. Visit watermarkvr.com to book your escape today. The Watermark Hotel, where history meets luxury.
Talk 107.3 weather.
We are moving into a warm, uneven, wet weather pattern with the daily chances for showers and storms. For Tuesday, we will see about a 60% coverage of scattered activity, mainly in those afternoon and evening hours. That's when that best chance of rain will exist, temperatures reaching into the lower 80s. All that activity will taper off as we move into the overnight hours, but we're going to do it all over again on Wednesday. Warm temperatures with scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Taylor Roberts with your storm station forecast, WBRC Channel 2.
Capital City Stories, Capital City Voices, Talk 107.3.
Running along here, 840 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Let's get right to it. Time for DC Current, presented by LABI. We welcome back, as we always do, Congressman Troy Carter, Louisiana's 2nd District Congressman, on for DC Current, presented by LABI. Congressman Carter, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you on this fine morning?
I would love to tell you I'm doing well, but I'm a little down this morning. If I'm being 100% honest, I'm a little bit disappointed in my own party this morning. When the vote came up on the Senate compromise, I really thought we were going to get clear of this whole thing. Live to fight another day. We'll have our ice battles on another stage, but this is we're still shut down partially.
Yeah, and you're right. And kudos to you. More people should be able to internally look at our own parties and call balls and strikes and not blindly follow. Listen, Democrats make mistakes, Republicans make mistakes. We should all have the ability to challenge our own parties when they're color outside the line. So kudos to you for demonstrating that level of fairness. Listen, the reality is this. The Senate did the right thing in a bipartisan manner, did the right thing, completely funded all of the agencies that are in question, left ICE for us to be able to do some additional reforms, and we're on track to ending this debacle. And quite frankly, it's not my words, it's very public. President Trump says shut it down and ridiculed the members of the U.S. Senate, including GOP leader Senator Thune, who, anyway, it puts us back at square one, and that doesn't make any sense because TSA workers deserve to be paid. This is not a Republican or Democratic ideological issue. This is just purely, in my estimation, it appears that this wasn't my idea, shut it down kind of thing, and that's unfortunate because the people ultimately lose with that brand of politics.
Well, yeah, and look, Congressman, you and I went back and forth on this a couple weeks ago. It was a really good discussion back and forth, but my take was you don't let one issue shut down the whole machine. And now the table is turned, and it's still one issue shutting down the whole machine.
Yeah, that's a fact. But here's the real issue here. This is where the rubber meets the road and it becomes even more disgusting and more symbolic because ICE has its money. ICE was funded through the one big bill.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because I've been wondering about that. Like, why did we have the partial shutdown based off of ICE in the first place? If
Exactly. Hey, now you see, that's the point. That's the point of what you didn't have to do any of this. ICE was always paid.
So walk us back to the beginning. How did we get down this path if that was the impetus? If the impetus behind it was a red herring?
Because we asked for four things. And I think in our last discussion, most Americans will agree. Here are the four things. You must wear a body cam. You must have a name tag that people can see and identify you as law enforcement. You must not wear a mask. And you can't just go kick someone's door in without a judicial warrant.
Right.
Every sheriff in the state of Louisiana, every police department in the state of Louisiana, every law enforcement agent in the state of Louisiana, every single day adheres to those rules. They go into violent drug scenes. They go into violent, dangerous situations every day. They're often maligned and hated by criminals, but they show up without a mask. They wear their badges and their name IDs. They wear body cams, and they don't crush into people's doors without a warrant. These are not some type of anomaly. This is not some far-fetched, outlandish request. The question begs, why don't you want them to honor those basic tenets? Now, I'm not going to go as far as some who theorize that maybe it's because there's an attempt to build some secret police who can go and carry out these nefarious acts. Not quite ready to go that far. However, it does beg the question, why do you have people, many of which, again, not my words, but facts, people that were arrested and pardoned from the January 6th insurrection, who are now ICE agents with minimal training, $50,000 signing bonuses. And if you talk to any law enforcement, sheriff, police officer, Republican, Democrat, or other, they will tell you they are pitifully poorly trained. That's dangerous, man. And we see it play out in the streets of America. This is not about Republican or Democrat. I want to keep saying.
No.
This is about our Constitution and about the rights of American citizens.
We got Congressman Troy Carter on with us. And hey, look, Congressman, the last time we talked, I agreed on the second two, to be sure. The warrantless kicking in of doors, that is such a violation. And the body cam, I think a lot of us would agree on as well. Body cams normally exonerate police officers more
I think
often.
body cams protect the police officers as much as it
1,000%.
protects the citizen, quite frankly.
1,000%.
I would not be a police officer without wearing a body cam. Not
Same.
in this day and age.
Same, absolutely. Give me your body cam is your greatest defense in a legal perspective. So working with those two, the other two you and I disagreed on, and I still have trouble with.
You think that a police officer shouldn't wear a badge?
Okay, so a beat cop
and a nameplate.
SWAT teams do not wear badges. Those SWAT teams do not wear name tags. SWAT teams do not when they have tactical gear on.
SWAT teams are on a specialized unit.
Hear my analogy though. Hear my analogy. When a SWAT team is taking down some kind of trap house or something, they're not going to be wearing name tags or anything because retaliation's a real thing. And if ICE, when keeping to the mission that they're supposed to be going after the worst of the worst, I wouldn't want my name in front of a cartel member's face for fear of retribution for the exact same reason. If I'm going after the worst of the worst,
going after cartels. Here, let me just poke a little bit pinhole in there. That you have respectfully, my dear friend, fallen for the spin. These ICE agents are going after grandmas and migrant workers who are working on rooftops. That's hardly the cartel.
No, but I'm saying within the principle that they were supposed to be under. I realize that. I'm
talking about when they're walking through the Home Depot parking lot.
Oh,
when they're going in churches and schools,
Congressman,
and you're wearing masks, when you're grabbing little old ladies off the street or children off the street. Here's the deal. I think you and I had this discussion a week or so ago.
We did.
If you're in your yard and some guy or gal runs up and grabs your loved one and they don't have any identifying marks indicating the law enforcement and they're wearing a mask, you're going to attack them for attacking your loved one, as I would too. So you end up causing more harm than good. And I used this analogy before. If you are here to help me, you don't break into my house at 3 a.m.
100%. I like that. The kicking down the doors thing is a no-brainer to me. We got Congressman Troy Carter on with us. One more question on that, and we've got to keep it brief because I really want to talk about your mental health bill or mental health as well, because I know my own mental health is being tested. We got one more. Dude, I know it. With recess upon us, where do we see resolution on this? Do we all just sit and wait?
Well, unless the Senate comes back prematurely, which Senator Thune says they're not, there's really nothing that can be done at this point because the House has acted, but it can't be ratified by the Senate. And my understanding from both sides, the Senate has no appetite to even address the bill that was sent back to them. I think there is a great deal of frustration even within the GOP over the actions of leadership. And I think that there's a cracking in the dam, if you will, of more and more Republicans having real concerns about the actions of our president. And we should all maintain the ability to check even our own party, because we all can be wrong and our leaders can be wrong. And that's why the framers of the Constitution set forth checks and balances. So no one person could become so powerful that even in their attempt to do ill, somebody should be able to stop them. And, the Senate last week provided a backdrop. They came up with a plan that was universally acceptable to members. And it was shut down summarily for no real good reason. That's unfortunate. But, the shorter answer to your question is nothing's going to happen until after recess unless the Senate comes back prematurely.
That was what I figured. Congressman, we are already 2 minutes over on time here. I want to give mental health its full due. Can we make the Mental Health Workforce Act our one and only topic next week? because you and I are
Yes,
going to have a
let's do
fantastic conversation on this one. To
Let's
be sure.
do that because there's a lot to talk about
Yeah.
on that. I'm very proud. It's a good
You should
bipartisan
be.
effort. It
Yeah.
speaks to an issue that plagues millions of Americans, and it deserves attention. So yes, thank you, brother. I know we're over. Let's talk next week.
Always. Well, you take care. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye now.
Bye. 8:52. We blew right past your money now. It happens. We'll close it out next. All right. Well, I don't have Facebook open. Am I being? Nobody's hating on me. A lot of good feedback coming in. All right. I don't know if I've ever laughed out loud at Joe's posts before, but that one got me. Awesome. Really good feedback coming in on Facebook Live. We're on Facebook Live every single day, courtesy of the folks over at Lake Urgent Care. Thanks again to Congressman Carter. I'm not going to exclamation point on it because I don't have him on anymore, so he can't rebut. So we're gonna pack it up and move on. Hey, don't forget, Talk 1073 is bringing you gavel to gavel coverage of the 2026 legislative session. Of course, during this show and Moon's show, we've got reaction, we've got insight, we've got updates. We had Lauren Ventrella on today, Jessica Domain's on tomorrow. It is going to be every single day hammered home. What are they working on the other side of downtown right now, and how will it affect us? Don't forget, click the legislative session banner on the homepage, talk1073.com. Catch anything you missed on demand from opening day to sine die. All of it's covered at talk1073.com. I'm done with the news for right now. Moon's coming up. We're out of here in 2 minutes, but I'm all done with the news for right now, and except for the big headline yesterday where Will Wade was introduced as LSU's men's basketball coach. And I got to tell you, we're going to go back to cut 4, Breland. I got to tell you, that introductory press conference was phenomenal, up to and including. When was the last time you heard a just hired coach talk about the possibility of being fired at his opening press conference? Cut 4.
You know, we're coming back to make history. We're going to make history one way or the other. We're coming back, like Dr. Roos said, to try to hang a banner, win a national championship, or I'm going to be the first coach fired from the same school twice. But one way or another, we're going to make history. And it's going to be a fun ride, one way or the other. Ain't no doubt about that.
Talked a little bit when we covered it earlier about LSU's commitment level to basketball. What we did not cover, however, was what kind of budget he's going to have for NIL dollars in his roster. Cut 14, please.
Look, we've had some conversations. I'm not going to share that, but I mean, this is LSU and Verge, Heath, everybody, Dr. Roos, everybody. Look, coach, you go build a roster that'll help us compete. We've never put a number on it. We've put a roster that's going to help us win and help us compete. And whatever that number is, I mean, look, the first year it is going to be a little bit higher. We're going to have to go get a bunch of new players, and the new players and the good players cost. They ain't cheap. And so, look, the first year it will be high, but once you get them in and you can retain them and you get them, retaining guys is a lot easier than going to get them. So the first year, yeah, there may be some sticker shock, but we've got a good plan. And, there hasn't been a number put to it. It's not like this is what you're going to spend. It's spend till you feel like you have a good enough team to compete in the SEC.
There better be a big number. There better be sticker shock. There better be a price tag on this first year team. I mean, the hype behind Will Wade right now, and it's justified, but the hype behind Will Wade right now demands it. Absolutely. Hopefully from some new sources as well. All right, that's going to do it for us. We're back at it tomorrow. Moon's next. Okay. Let me expound upon some of my comments here, because Galen says Troy Carter's being disingenuous. Do not expand. Can you just turn the volume off? Oh, good. Do not expand ICE enforcement into our judicial branch. It hasn't been that way for 250 years, and it doesn't need to be now. Cameras are okay. ID without name, but with employee ID okay. And masks are required because of doxing. See, you and I, Galen, we're on the exact same page on the name tag and the mask. When we were told from jump that ICE would be out there arresting the worst of the worst, the bad hombres, as it were, the criminals, the cartel members, and they have arrested a number of those people. But they've also shown up in Home Depot parking lots to arrest the people who are trying to go to work, which I understand you're here illegally, but you're not the worst of the worst. So that's where the congressman was getting that conflated. Now, where was the Dems' outrage when Obama's ICE was operating under the same policies? I hear you. I always avoid that argument because it sounds like a child saying he did it first, which that's Congress, man. That is what Congress does all day long. It's not wrong. It's just not the path I choose to go down. But Joe's post, let's go ICE with 5 American flags behind it. I'm sorry. I just looked at that and I'm like, simple, succinct, to the point, and comes with emojis. I love it. That was great. We were told that the Trump administration would prioritize the worst of the worst, but all illegals would be, I think you mean deported, not exported, although exported is a much more fun word. No, we were told the worst of the worst. Absolutely. And we should be getting the worst of the worst. But day one, they weren't taking down drug houses. Day one, they were in a Lowe's parking lot. Like day one, they were in places where they ought to be bringing visa applications instead of SWAT teams. If you're in a Lowe's parking lot and you're arresting the people first who wanted to show up to work to provide for their family, wanted to attain the American dream. They're here for the American dream. They're doing it wrong, but they're here for the American dream. I have a problem with that being the day one priority. Go in, get the worst of the worst first before you start arresting other people. And I also think, and this is the congressman will be anecdotal from time to time. It doesn't serve the bigger picture, but mentioning having people arrested in their yards, like we saw the video on that when that person didn't even get arrested. So, but if you are going after the worst of the worst, you should be the same as SWAT. If SWAT kicks down the door of a trap house, they're not wearing name tags. The doxing is real. Not just from the cartels, mind you, but from the crazy protesters as well. That's a part of the conversation I didn't even want to get up. I think Joe's previous comment. Oh, he's back on carbon capture. That's I'm off it. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll see y'all tomorrow.